What's going on with you guys? This is the Cloud9 podcast, season 3, episode 1, and I could think of no better way to start off the third season of the Cloud9 podcast with some Cloud9 drama. Is that not what we all wanted? See, I'm a big fan of super ironic things actually. And what ended up happening was, geez, the fact that I knew we were going to start the Cloud9 podcast on Wednesday, the third season. So proud of, everything this show has been able to do and all the views it's gotten and everything that the show has been able to accumulate over the course of time. And to start off the way this will start is going to be insane. So, yeah, Sean, do you still have a life after what happened this week for the LCS, actually?
Barely.
What do you mean, barely? What the fuck's wrong with you?
Fuck.
So, yeah, there's so much to explain, but I want to make sure I say this before I actually go further. So, I really didn't have enough time throughout, my job and my main YouTube channel and doing a whole bunch of content. I didn't really get a whole lot of time to go that far into the LEC. I only watched games from Vitality, Rogue, Fnatic, and G2. Just want to make sure you guys know that. So when we talk about the LEC, which is going to be later on in the show, I can really only talk about a few teams and a few of their games that I saw. Because most of what I'm going to talk about for this episode of the Cloud9 podcast is pretty much all just going to be based around, the Cloud9 LS situation, TSM and their drama situation going on. 100 Thieves are looking like really suspect for some reason. It's mostly going to be LCS first. Next week, when we have the second episode of the Cloud9 podcast for season 3, we'll go back to our usual routine of LEC first, then LCS, obviously. So, yeah, for this week's first episode of the Cloud9 podcast's third season, we're going to do LCS first because there's just so much to explain. And, I've seen everybody, give their takes, on the LS situation. And, to be fair, let's just be honest here. Let's get this, firmly out of the way before we go even further into what we think might have happened, Let's be honest here. None of us really know what actually happened because even the Cloud9 video that they put out really didn't say a whole lot. I know they kind of glimpsed at it, because the community, what they ended up doing was the fact that they just took LS's side, I'm not saying you're wrong for doing that because none of us know what really happened, but it's just really odd that the community just chose to just take LS's side. You know what I mean? It just completely went, okay, LS was right. He's automatically the dude I want to believe. That's it. But it's really crazy because I should probably recap how that day happened for me. So I literally, just got off work, and, so I think this is just going to be something that ended up happening overall when you have a certain drama situation that happened with a lot of things, so there's so much to explain. So here, I'll start like this.
Cloud9 hasn't done the best job of explaining anything, but at this point with everything we've heard, the biggest thing I can come up with that would make them look positive that they're not explaining is if LS agreed in the contracts and stuff and beforehand that yes he would get to do unique things but still follow a certain coaching philosophy that Cloud9 has, and then he ignored it and clashed because otherwise what they said and this whole reason for the firing is kind of fucking stupid. But
yeah, so I literally just got off work, I came home, I was just sitting and chilling on my computer, just getting content ready for the main YouTube channel. I was setting up the topics and planning to do prep before shows like this because I usually like to prep and watch most of the LEC games because usually with me, I like to watch the LEC games, at my job when, I have nothing else to really do on my break. So I'll just be like, okay, I'll just go and watch some of the LEC games that I missed when I was obviously working. And then before I even got a chance to do that, what ended up happening was, I was watching one of the LCS games. I forgot which actual game it was. Let me go back and see. I was watching some game or something like that, and I was obviously just like glued to the screen. I think I was watching 100 Thieves versus Flyquest or something like that, right? Then 2 minutes before the official game, Cloud9 puts out, they released LS. 2 minutes before the actual game, Cloud9 puts out a statement on their Twitter that they have released LS. That they've released LS.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Also, I went back on the Twitch chat to see if anybody in Twitch chat during the live theme said it like before they announced it on the panel. I might have missed like maybe like 2 people in chat saying it, but otherwise, no, no, it was actually that recent where everybody in chat watching on Twitch found out from the fucking panel announcing it.
Yeah, like it was one of the weirdest things. So I was watching. Sorry, guys, I had the match wrong. It was Flyquest versus Dignitas. Cloud9 was the last game of the day, and I was like, okay, I'm at home. I just got off work. I was like, yes, I can watch the Cloud9 game. Can watch them fucking lay the smackdown on CLG, because obviously this was when CLG was like as shitty as TSM, and they still are just as shitty. CLG was 0-4. And then 2 minutes before the actual official game starts, bam, Cloud9 puts out on their Twitter, that they are releasing LS. They're looking going, what the fuck is going on? Like, what happened? Because I'm going to have to make sure I provide context to you guys in the matter of, so Cloud9 in the 2021 offseason, they had started getting things done with LS, obviously. So they ended up, trying to get him. And as you guys already know, LS is a decently polarizing figure. A lot of people already know how he is, with how he talks about the LCS, the LEC. I don't think he watches the LPL that much from what he said recently, or the LCK. So, like, we already know what we're getting with LS. Like, we already know. Then what Cloud9 ended up doing was that they actually bought in to getting LS, the players he wanted, the coaches that he wanted. They pretty much got LS everything he wanted. And then when he came over, when he did, because obviously they couldn't use him for lock-in because of the whole like visa issues that they were having. And a lot of people still don't understand why lock-in didn't have all the players. It's not because the teams didn't want them. It's just because of how fucking visas and issues were going on. So they couldn't use Summit, Berserker, and Winsome and LS for lock-in because they were still in Korea because of visa issues. And then after that, they finally get LS, Summit, Berserker, and Winsome. They also bring over LS's friend Malice, and then they start off the LCS 2022 Spring Split. And what ends up happening after that is they actually win good majority of their games. They start off 3-1. They went 3-1. Things didn't look that bad for them. They played a really close game up against TSM, Team Liquid, and they pretty much smacked around. And they had a close game up against Evil Geniuses as well. And the other 2 games that they won, they looked pretty darn convincing. So you're thinking like, okay, they're having good, moderate success right now, just within like 2 weeks. And what's really crazy is that a lot of people thought that LS was actually going to be, some polarizing figure for the LCS. And, when Cloud9 announced on their League of Legends YouTube channel, that they would actually be bringing over LS, it even made people who had quote unquote stopped watching the LCS come over and begin to watch the LCS again. And I know like Riot probably hates the fact that LS is gone, because like, I'll be honest here, there was an increase in viewership, when LS actually came over, because it actually made people, who said they had stopped watching the LCS come back and watch. They wanted to watch the Cloud9 games. And, Cloud9 were trying out all these different strategies. The only game where they actually didn't really try out a different strategy was the Team Liquid game. I mean, I don't really think that Karthus ADC was something like super, super crazy, but that's the thing with that overall is, Cloud9 were trying out different compositions and it was going pretty well for them. to a certain extent. There were some close games up against Evil Geniuses and Team Liquid, but overall going pretty well for them. And then when you have this situation with LS that comes out where they release him literally, LS said he knew 4 hours in advance. Fudge had said in an interview that, he kind of already thought it was going to happen. So, I guess it's only just one player on the Cloud9 roster that actually kind of knew it was going to happen. And then we all find out literally 2 minutes before the official game starts that Cloud9 has just released LS, and it didn't really help overall that, they just got their ass handed to them by CLG, a team that was 0-4, but one of the biggest issues is, I never really thought LS would work out long term. I really only thought he was going to work out just for the entire year. I thought he was just going to work out for the entire year and that he would just be that. I didn't think this was going to last long term anyway. You're kind of already like starting to think to yourself, okay, when is this all gonna basically implode anyway? But I at least thought you get a year out of it.
I had faith in this not imploding this time.
You have too much, dude. You have way too much faith in this shit.
Because I thought Cloud9's, the type of team like, they won't like fuck over, after doing spending this much time with the experiment. After putting this much effort into it and getting him over, and the type of organization and team Cloud9 is, like, even if it's not working out in the beginning, I feel like they'll give it at the very least the first split or just the full year, and then if it doesn't work out, release him at the end of the year and start again. No, wow, 4 games. Okay, well, I mean, technically he broke a record at longer than his other fucking run as coach. This was actually his longest fucking. Oh my god.
What's crazy is, like, I genuinely thought that it wasn't going to work out past a year because he had already had big stipulations like winning at least spring or summer, potentially going to MSI and doing well at Worlds. If things didn't even minutely work out the way he wanted, right, then it would come to find out it would probably just blow up anyway. But I didn't think it would blow up after 2 weeks. 2 weeks, essentially. He had only really been in LA for like how long? Like maybe like 3 weeks at total most, So they go through all of this effort to just pretty much get LS. They go through all of that, getting the players he wanted, signing the players he wanted, buying out their contracts, buying LS, putting him under contract, and then finally getting him over here, only for to blow it up within 2 weeks. You have to really factor this in. Like, this is a lot that people don't actually bring up to you in their other shows that I've watched. LS was not a person that wanted to actually coach after how successful he had been on the LCK broadcast, after the success he had been having co-streaming, just streaming in general, Korean solo queue. Like, by money wise, it didn't make financial sense to come over here and like actually coach.
Also, there are a few tweets I just wanted to share.
Yeah,
some of them are joking, but some of them are serious. This is one of the serious ones. Do you think this will be true? Do you think, or do you 100% think if he gets, true? Or do you think if he gets an offer from a Korean team, like actually like T1 or something, he'll take it?
Okay, if it's in Korea, this might be true. In the future. I'm talking like maybe 5 more years from now, he's cleared his head, things will look a lot different, But it would only happen in Korea. I'll stipulate it would only happen in Korea. It would have to be under,
it has to only happen in Korea now. Nothing else.
He would have to have like what Zack Snyder wanted from his DC movies, full creative control of the roster, everything. He'd have to have the same level of creative control that fucking James Gunn got on Peacemaker season 1, right? But that's just a hypothetical. I truly think he's done, honestly, because factor this in, guys, it didn't make financial sense to come over here with how lucrative his lifestyle is from how much money he makes streaming and doing content. Being a content creator makes him a lot of money. As he already said, it just doesn't make financial sense. It doesn't make sense financially why you would come over and obviously, coach for a team. Just doesn't make sense. Now, the reason why I think what he says right there is true is because he had everything. He literally had everything. Cloud9 gave him everything he wanted. If it can't work with everything, And remember, this is millions of dollars they're investing into too. Like, you gotta factor in, Berserker was on T1's academy team, right? That player is not cheap. Where was Winsome? I forgot where he was at. I don't know if he was on a team in Korea.
Winsome was probably cheap. Like, he was in the
second he was a solo queue. Yeah, he was in the okay. So yeah, Winsome cheap. You know, Sandbox knew Summit was their best player. He didn't go for cheap. Like, if you guys think otherwise, you're stupid. You think Sandbox sold their best player for like fucking, I don't know, 90K? You're crazy. Yeah, that's their best player right there. He didn't go for cheap. LS didn't come for cheap. You know, the other coaches that Jack brought on for LS specifically didn't come cheap. This is why this is something you guys need to understand. If you watch this on the replay, you need to understand this. Jack just didn't let him go because of some stupid reason. This literally cost him a lot of money. I'm just saying, like, I know everyone is like mad at Jack and mad at Cloud9 and a lot of things like that. And that's fair. That's fair to do. That's fair to be mad. No one's saying not to be mad. What I'm saying is, like, don't think this decision was made lightly. Who sits down, thinks in their fucking brain, let's spend millions of dollars just to blow it up in 2 weeks? It's like, no. Like, what the fuck? No one thinks that. Like, if you think that, you're fucking stupid. You're actually legitimately fucking stupid. If you somehow think in your brain he went and took this decision lightly to release LS. Now, here's what I'll say. I don't think it was performance in game as to the reason why they got rid of him. I think his philosophy on how to play the game clashed with the coaching style and infrastructure.
Yeah, but then people are like, why you hire him in the first place? You knew he had a unique style.
Yeah, because that's just what I think. I think his philosophy on how he wants to play how he views the game clashed with Cloud9's traditional way of how they see the game in terms of how Jack has the coaches
I don't think
do it.
Like, again, people who think like there wasn't a specific reason, like a valid one, to making this action, and when all the players are on board with it, like, you're kind of stupid. But that being said, this is still like, even if this is like, if they think it's the best for the team, for every other reason, it's just stupid in every way. Just how they couldn't just I don't want to get into it. It's just like, why would you hire him in the first place?
You know how we did that video? No, I agreed with you. It's like, how about we give this to like the end of spring? Okay, at least, and this is why I'd agree with Sean, because in that video, like, Sean even asked me like, hey, what if they just continue with him to the end of spring? I was like, if you continue with him to the end of spring, at least you gave it 3 months. Around 2 months, right? Because spring is like what, two and a half months, right? At least if you continue it through spring, it's at least 2.5 months. See if you can win a trophy. At least you
but here's the
tried.
Thing. I'm sorry, but the only way this ends up being like a positive look, like, I mean, again, it definitely can't be any more really as much, because I mean, they're just doing PR shit and getting fucking ratioed to hell by literally every person in the scene. Like, holy fuck, they're idiots. Why did they not think this through? And then they're making these tweets like, fucking believe in Max Waldo. Stop.
Yeah.
With the cringe, oh my god. But anyway, the only way that this move would actually make sense in that way and like be a positive look is if it's eventually released that before LS agreed to join and they agreed to hire him, they made a very, like, they on the dotted lines, they, made an agreement that, like, yes, he gets to try out his philosophy, but he still like follows by certain things with their way of playing the game in their org, and then he ended up not doing so, and then the other players didn't like it. Now, if that was the case, and then that's the only way that this would look good after their second video, trying to say what happened but didn't actually say anything really at all, then I would understand.
Yeah.
But outside of that specific thing, no, which they have not said, this is not a good look. I'm sorry.
So, and then you had like those TSM fans. They were like, well, if this was TSM, they'd be getting ripped to shreds. Well, how about we just put this into perspective? The track record between Cloud9 and TSM having bad PR is not the same.
Yeah, Cloud9's like
not the same
track
like,
record of having bad PR or doing bad moves is like 3. TSM's is
factor
like
this in
fucking
till
5 billion.
Factor this into all these fucking morons. Did Jack have an investigation about him about verbally abusing people? Like super simple shit. Did one of Jack's presidents of his company, the manager, leak that they basically what's that thing in esport? Did one of Jack's fucking managers that takes care of holding the roster together and buying players basically admit on Discord they were poaching players? Come on, like. If anyone thinks otherwise, you are just fucking stupid.
And also, they are getting fucking flamed to hell. What are you talking about? They are. All right? And, God, just, like...
The TSM subreddit is insane. Oh, my God. The ratio between Cloud9 doing this kind of shit to TSM is not the same. TSM, if I had to measure it, would be like to my fucking
universe.
Like, if I had to really measure it, TSM's would be like up to the fucking my ceiling. Cloud9's would be like toward my desk. It's literally not the same.
Oh no, that's being generous. TSM would be in the sky, and then yours would be at your Cloud9 would be at your desk.
And this is the thing. Do people not understand this? Jack. I've actually met Jack before. I met him back in like 2019. I talked to him for a little bit. He's actually a pretty awesome guy. And I can tell through talking to him, he makes harsh decisions. Like, let's go through harsh decisions that Cloud9 fans say they're going to leave the team. Let's start all the way back. Let's rewind it past. Come all the way back. Let's go back.
Can I just say how stupid that is first? So, like, listen.
Yeah.
You can listen. This is so, okay. So you all probably have, like, sports teams in real life. Most likely, you do not really like your ownership probably that much or agree with everything they do. So, so are you just gonna like jump ship to another fucking team? No, that's stupid. Well, why can't you think of it the same as esports, right? If an ownership or org, does something shitty, like you can say, yeah, that was shitty, and I'm not happy about it. But I mean, I'm not gonna stop cheering for fucking Cloud9 and their teams. Like, fuck off with that bullshit. Why can't they just think of it like sports? Or it's like, oh, well, they got rid of the whole reason why I became a TSM fan, Bjergsen, so I'm no longer a fan. It's like, okay, bitch, were you expecting him to play till he was like fucking 80 years old? This was eventually going to happen. So what, this was always a temporary thing, you being a TSM fan for like fucking 10 years? Just shut up. Fuck it. You're so fucking cringe.
Professor Dark, they don't allow the audience. If they allowed the audience, then I would go. The last time I went was in 2019, because we usually went twice a year. They haven't allowed an audience since 2020, but when they do allow audiences again, then I'll be going at least twice a year.
Let's go back to the history of
let's go back to our history of Cloud9. So Cloud9 fans had this history of saying, "Oh, I'm not supporting Cloud9 anymore." Yada yada. Okay, let's go back. Remember when? So in the 2015 LCS spring split, remember how they lost to TSM? They lost 3-1. High got completely gaped open by Bjergsen's fucking Cho'Gath and shit. And then the next split, Jack gets Jensen. Oh no, High's gone. Not gonna be a Cloud9 fan. High's the reason why I'm a Cloud9 fan.
Yeah. Oh, High, great leader, incarnation, fucking toxic motherfucker.
Then what happens after that? People see how good Jensen is. They nothing. Words.
Oh no, but the team also collapses. But then they make worlds. That underdog runner. Like, oh shit.
Yeah. Then after that, in what 2017,
this happens a lot. But yes, 2017. Yeah, that too. Like they.
Oh, sorry. No, my bad. So 2015, they get Jensen. They replace High. People going, oh my god, you let High go. Oh no, it's the whole sky's falling down. 2016. Guess what happens? So it was after the LCS 2016 spring split where they lost to TSM in the quarterfinals, where they had highest support. What happens after that? They get rid of Balls, they get rid of Elimination, and High is officially gone from the roster. Okay? Oh no! And they bring in Impact, they bring back Meteos, and they have fucking Smoothie and Bunny Fufu. Oh no, it's bad. The whole sky's falling down.
Oh no, Flyquest is gonna dominate LCS. Hell yeah.
Guess what? That Cloud9 roster ends up going to top 8 at Worlds. Also in 2015,
they made Worlds too. They didn't make top 8, but you know what? The performance they put on with a team that was literally like 8th out of 10th in LCS.
They were 9th place at one point.
Ninth place, and who had literally High in the jungle.
Playing Shyvana.
Yes. and they had that tough group. And they got 3 wins and went 3-0 at one point. Honestly,
they were 1 game away from actually going to quarterfinals. They were 1 game away.
Yeah. And in that tough of a group, and before that, they reverse sweep twice and then won 3-1 those 3 series to make it to Worlds in the first place. All right, all that stuff is as impressive as making top 8, honestly. So, and then 2016 they make top 8, and then 2017, contracts. What the fuck?
They bring in, so Meteos leaves. They're like, why didn't you keep Meteos? They're like, oh my god, Meteos left. Nope, can't. No, we're done. We're done. Break contracts comes in. 2017 year. What happened between them? They were 1 game away from beating World Elite. They were 1 game away from winning the spring title because Jensen didn't hit Hourglass at the right moment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. 2018.
They might as well have made top 4 because they deserved it, but
World
Jensen,
Elite,
decided. But Jensen had, he reminded himself of what he did in the 2017 finals, and it was like, I'm gonna one up that against World Elite. Hell yeah.
2018, they drop Impact. They bring in Licorice, who was on E United.
Oh
my god, why'd you get rid of
random
Impact?
Bitch.
You're like, what? You're right. Why'd you get rid of Impact? Oh no, I'm leaving. I'm jumping ship. Licorice ends up being the best top laner.
They had a casters in the very first fucking game. They're like, yeah, Licorice is pretty bad. He's basically just needs to try to hold on. Oh god, this is doomed.
He ends up becoming the best top laner in the LCS for like more than 2 years.
Yes, and I'm not saying he should have won MVP. I still think Doublelift deserved it, but he was because it's most valuable.
The second split. Remember the second split where it was
I'm talking about the second split in 2018. In 2018,
he was for sure MVP.
No, I'm not saying he should have won MVP because it's
like
most
top
valuable.
3 candidates.
Doublelift was most valuable to his team. It was like the whole carry of the team and the whole like focus. Well, with the Cloud9 2018, it's just like the chemistry just clicked. So it wasn't just one player. So I do agree Doublelift still winning it, but if we're just going off of the best players in the league, Licorice was the best player in the league in 2018 summer.
Then for 2018, people said it was going to fall apart after they let Impact go. What else happened in 2018? They benched Sneaky, Smoothie, and Jensen. And they actually benched their whole team.
Yeah, hashtag not my Cloud9.
They end up winning after Rift Rival, I think it was Rift Rivals, after they had lost to Echo Fox when Alltech got that pentakill, Cloud9 actually ended up winning 10 out of 11 games in a row. The only game they had lost was to Optic Gaming randomly. They had went like a 10-game winning streak. They ended up making it to the finals. Yeah. From last place to the finals, they went to Worlds. 2018 is the same year. They got out of what was called a group of death and then ended up going to top 4 at Worlds. Okay, 2019, which was actually,
and they could have made top 2 if because after the series against Afrikas, then they literally lost like every solo queue game, all of them, and played like shit for the whole week up till their game against Fnatic. Like Fnatic didn't even play well in quarterfinals or semifinals. It was just old Cloud9 now starting to suck. If they were still on their game like in the Afrika series, then they could have made top 2 as well.
2019's like they brought in Niski, and to be fair, Niski got them to a finals. Like people said Niski was worse than Jensen. I think Niski brought
they could have got
to
2 finals if they didn't fucking troll fucking Zed mid. Dude, they literally just trolled. That's why they didn't make 2 finals.
People said Jensen was going to be a huge downgrade. Sorry.
Jensen didn't even play that well.
They said Niski was going to be a huge downgrade compared to Jensen. No, turns out he was pretty darn good. He was at least
he's just a
top 3
player.
in his role. He was at least top 3 in his role, and that's
he was
good
just
enough.
A different player.
Yeah. Then in 2020, Niski brings Cloud9 the first title they have ever had in 6 years. Mind you, they hadn't won a title since the LCS 2014 split.
Remember also it was when they got rid of Sneaky. No Sneaky, no Worlds. All the Cloud fucking Sneaky fanboys.
Well, that was summer.
Shit.
So during you're right. So in 2020, you had the biggest off-season move Cloud9 ever had was when they finally let go their long tenured player Sneaky. Oh my god, not a Cloud9 fan anymore. We're done. Sneaky was the only reason why I kept watching Cloud9.
Sneaky was watched up. You want him to play till he was 50? Like fuck off.
So Cloud9 had their most controversial move in 2020, letting go of Sneaky, the final kind of player from that kind of era of Cloud9. You know what ended up happening after they let go of Sneaky? They went 17-1. They were the best team
They
by
also got rid
far.
of the MVP jungler, remember?
Yeah, that same split, they also got rid of Svenskeren, who won MVP.
Mm-hmm.
So they got rid of an MVP, their long tenured player. They hadn't won a title in like 6 years.
And
they went 17-1.
And they almost went undefeated in the regular
If they hadn't
season.
trolled that draft against TSM in that one game,
yes, they
went
literally
undefeated.
Yeah, they trolled the draft against TSM and EG in that split in the playoffs. They would have been undefeated otherwise. All right,
They would have won every single game because
and they would have went to MSI.
And
we don't talk about summer because that doesn't count because TSM rigged the league.
Lord,
that should have been a conflict of interest. A doublelift move should have won through, especially after that leak. So yeah, now that title they won in summer 2020
what also
is
ends up
invalid.
happening? What also ends up happening for anyone to really truly understand this? They also got rid of Reaper. Reaper won a title for them, and they finally got rid of Reaper, who had been with the roster since 2016 summer. Right? So Jack has a huge, substantial history of letting big things go that the Cloud9 roster tends to do in favor of if he doesn't see the roster progressing in the way that he's thinking, he just either blows a big part up or retools it to his liking. Why would he get rid of Reaper after he had literally just won him a title? Because there's a certain period point in time where, things just kind of run out. This kind of thing just happens, He had been with the Cloud9 roster for so long, eventually was going to win them a title at some point. It just took longer than it should have.
Yeah,
and he got it for them.
He didn't want to troll the fucking drafts, and fuck.
He actually
got Reaper's like...
okay. He won the 2017 spring final. That was Jensen. He didn't do anything. That was not his fault. That was completely on Jensen.
Sure, but all the others, it's like he imagines he's like in a film where it's like, okay, game 5, or it's like game 1, okay, of the finals. Let's pull out all these unique fucking picks. Twitch ADC. Let's fucking go. It's like, no, then you just get dick stomped. All right, and that was literally the reason why they lost in 2018 and 2019 summer.
What happens in 2021? Well, what happens in 2021? They bring over Perks, a player who'd only ever had success on G2. They bring over Mithy. They bring over, and they promote Fudge on their academy team, who people said isn't really that good, They end up winning spring. Just saying. Yeah, then that same year, they're in a group with Damwon and FPX. Yes, I know, guys, FPX played bad. Whatever, who cares? They still made it out of the group. They were still predicted not to make it out. If you had looked at how bad Cloud9 played in the summer split, they shouldn't have gotten out. They made top 8 at Worlds.
Yeah, and they could have made top 4 if
top 4.
They could have made top 4 because they were actually kind of playing better in like the first and second game, but
they grieved so hard.
They grieved hard, and they grieved their draft hard. Perks did with his fucking Yasuo pick.
That's the thing is, like, I know everyone's like super mad at Jack. Like, guys, as I've just explained it to you, and if you didn't hear all of this because you just started watching, that's fine. When the replay comes on, just replay it. Cloud9 has had a history of doing something pretty drastic and jarring to the public, and then it works out for them. I'm not saying it's going to happen every single time. I'm not saying it happens every single time. What I'm saying is, by how much their track record proves it, they know what they're doing. I don't agree with getting rid of LS after 2 weeks. I don't. And I don't agree. And I do agree with people when they say that they shouldn't have gotten him if they already know who he was. Yes, I agree with that. I do agree with that, But the thing here is, things that somehow pan out on paper don't actually always work in real life, Because remember, Jack's the owner. Ellis is just the coach. That's the thing, people, no one's saying this stuff is right, but if you're the boss, you make those decisions. Jack's the one paying these guys. The people in the community don't understand this, though. You're not paying these people. You're not paying these guys salaries, how they eat, apartments, whatever that happens, because LA's pretty fucking expensive. Let me tell you that right now. I've been out there before.
I'm saying the record might not be as good as it looks, because let's go over things. There might have been more issues in the 3-1 sets. Like, people keep saying, lol, 3-1, 3-1. It's like, wait, think about it. Okay, so the Golden Guardians game. Okay.
Close.
It was close.
Imagine
if plays such as Blabber 3v1 didn't work out. Imagine what would have happened.
No, I agree with you.
And then EG was so fucking close. It could have gone either way, Berserker playing just out of his mind was what sealed the deal. And remember, EG is 2-4 right now, so they might not be as good as you think. So it might not have been that top contender.
The Cloud9 TL game was close.
TL game. Yeah, close, but in the end they lost, and then Immortals, like
they
the
just
fucking
stopped.
worst team.
They just stomped the shit out of them.
Yeah, they're one of the worst teams, so no count to them.
And this is the thing, I agree with Sean. Like that 3-1 record, people act like that 3-1 record was like they were just playing perfectly. No, those were some really close games. Those weren't like fucking stomps, except Immortals. They legitimately stomped Immortals. Outside of the other games, that wasn't as perfect from them. Like, let's be honest here. Come on, like people gotta stop making up all these shitty narratives in their head. That 3-1 record was not as clean as a lot of people like to make it out to be. Just saying, but it was awesome seeing them draft different shit. And I know a lot of people said, oh my God, LS made the draft like super, super creative. It's like, that's not going to last forever. Patches, all this stuff changes. That was going to change anyway. That's going to change, people. Do you not understand how the league works? Patches like this happen. People play Smite John top, fucking Soraka mid. Riot goes, well, that stuff's too powerful. Nerf it. And then you play standard shit again. They were going to play standard comps anyway. You think every single week during the spring split, they were actually going to draft a different champion? You are out of your mind.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Some people are just stupid.
I hope Fudge plays a Collie soon because he
shouldn't be playing any mid laners outside of like Corki. He is not good.
What? He is sick on a Collie. What are you talking about?
I hope because that Aurelia performance wasn't convincing me. I'm just saying.
Oh well, yeah, because he sucks ass in lane. But I feel like a Collie he can like sustain enough in lane. I believe without one.
So that's just my thoughts on the Cloud9 LS situation, guys. Is that we don't know what happened, but just like. Fans just automatically assumed LS was right, Cloud9's wrong. That's it. No discussion. It's like there are things that the fans said that I agreed with, and there is things that, I do agree with on the other side. I do agree with things on both parties, Yes, I agree that Cloud9 should not have gotten him if they know how he is. But, sometimes you take a risk on people. That's just life, guys. Sometimes you just take a risk, Maybe they genuinely thought it'd be different, because you don't want to go back and look at, what could have been, if you didn't take the risk, right? That's the thing, you don't want to have regrets like that. Oh, like maybe if I should have taken this guy, but I didn't, and I still ended up failing. They got LS, it didn't work out, and this move just cost them a lot of money, It's not like Jack's sitting there going like, yeah, I just want to throw away millions of dollars. Fuck me. I just want to throw away loads of money.
Yeah, okay, so I showed this to MSK on another stream on his main channel. I just had to show it here because I was laughing my ass off when I saw it.
C9's coaching strategy was actually taking turns to decide Jack's wife because LS is gay. They couldn't see eye to eye. You people, that guy's going to hell. Just saying that guy's gonna end up in the deepest parts of hell. Just saying that.
Then there's one more tweet I wanted to share today. This is not League of Legends related, but I wanted to show it because it was pretty funny, I thought, in my opinion. Those
are just like, I mean, there's many more things because like people need to understand this as well. Just because everything looks good on the outside doesn't mean everything looks good on the inside either. Like I don't know where people get that. It was like,
you don't know what's going on in the inside. Fuck off.
Yeah, like people go like, well, from their content, they look really happy. Of course they're gonna look happy from their content. Are you stupid? Are you brain dead? Of course they're not gonna be arguing, like yelling at each other on fucking YouTube videos that get like 200,000 views.
I mean, listen, they're probably used to seeing that on TSM's channel, but listen, on here,
like we can't do that.
Okay, so
done.
He's back.
Oh my lord!
The actual one is back at 41 years old. He's playing again.
Sean's basically, if you guys know what the, Marvel is,
after being retired for 7 years,
Sean's
back.
a scroll. Sean's a legitimate scroll. If you guys know what fucking Marvel comics are, Sean's a scroll. This man's not who he appears to be. Who the fuck am I talking to now? You talking to fucking Reginald or some shit? Holy motherfuck! But yeah, guys, we'll talk about TSM in just a moment. But yeah, those are my last closing thoughts on LS here.
Yeah.
I'll show you guys the Cloud9 if you guys haven't seen it yet, because. Maybe you have like kids.
It's stupid and doesn't explain anything. Like again, if the actual reason was that LS promised that he would follow certain things when signing the deal, and he didn't. And then all the players also didn't like it, so then he was out fired because of that. Then that would be the one case out of any that I would say, okay, sure. Any others though, this is not a good look, and also just they're not fucking actually saying a reason here, not giving us any reasons.
Dude, you know what Jack did? Jack was like, Blabber, I'll give you $40 if you just say some bullshit. He slipped it to one of the tape under his feet. They slipped that. Blabber, here's $40. Say some nice shit about LS. He's like, Summit, we know you can't speak the English language. Just say something in fucking Korean. And Max Waldo just sit there. That's what they did. That's what they did. Holy shit.
Blabber. Blink twice if you're being held hostage.
This man has a fucking sniper rifle literally next to it, like you can't see him. Fucking someone.
I think we might see him from like the light reflection there. Yeah. Let's see.
This is the thing. Shit. So just in case you guys haven't watched this video because maybe you're like dealing with kids and you got family going on, Cloud9 did put out a video talking about it while also not talking about it.
Back at TN with Cloud9, I brought some of the team members with me to discuss the recent LS situation, why he was released, and where we're going in the future. Obviously, you guys showed a lot of concern about it, and we are also very disappointed with the decision that we had to make. Unfortunately, the reason why we got to the point we were with LS was that Cloud9 for years has developed systems on how we like to coach and operate our team. And despite our best efforts working with LS to try to come to terms and see eye to eye on how that should work, we're unable to make that actually happen. I think it's important to note that all players, coaches, and management were aware of these issues and frustrations and our mutual efforts to try to resolve them over the last several weeks. Unfortunately, as time went on, it was really clear that we're unable to find a resolution and come together on figuring out this problem. And we decided that it was important that we make a change and release LS at that point so we could move forward and focus on the future.
Coaching and management. So I don't know what it was that happened. All he's saying basically from the little that he's saying, you know, is it was coaching and management. So maybe it was the way he talked to the players.
Different things.
Yeah, it could mean like maybe
like they tried doing something like that they do in Korea, and the NA players didn't like it, weren't comfortable with it.
Or like maybe he asked, "Hey, you guys want to play a few more champions? Do it this way right now." Or maybe because you know how they have like reviews and shit. Like maybe when they were reviewing a game, he was talking in a way that a lot of players didn't like. This could mean like one of 10 billion things.
We know that the timing of the decision wasn't ideal. We would have loved to have had more time to create a larger PR statement before the game on Saturday. Unfortunately, we just did not have that time available to us. And we saw that it was best for our team and for our players to make that decision now versus let the frustration increase. We want to recognize
you're letting it increase
for helping us create the roster and the staff that we have today.
And we know that. LJ, we know that.
Oh, if you're new here, thank you, man. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, so we read the Discord. Yeah, I remember that message on Discord. Like again, like there are many reasons that
there could be one of many reasons, like
that I can come up with like this with this response here, but he's still not saying exactly the reasons. Still,
I mean, to be fair, like I'll say this too. Like, we're not actually owed a reason because, like, we're not paying these guys. So we're not actually owed shit. Like,
but OS fans are entitled.
Yeah, and that's the thing. That was what I was also worried about, too, was, like, you know, Cloud9 taking on the cringe LS fan base. There's this one guy with the Leandri's fucking thumbnail picture just commenting on every thread of LS, just basically sucking this dude off, like, to no appeal. And he's like, you know what? I don't even really care about LCS. Then why are you commenting on everyone's fucking threads, you fucking weirdo? Like, complete fucking weirdos that will never fucking have a girl sleep with them ever. And yeah, Malice said that there were many reasons why LS was released. True, I could believe that. That I believe. Yeah. That I believe. Many reasons I believe that. That is true. And the thing is, it could be maybe he got into an argument with Jack, or maybe he didn't see eye to eye with the management. But this thing is, we don't know how much creative control he got over the LCS roster either. But that's the thing. A lot of fans think they're owed us. Do people want an actual detailed explanation of like every single argument they've ever had? You can't get that. That's not going to happen. They're not going to say that. That's not that doesn't help both parties out though. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, you can't be detailing all that shit, especially the public, because we know how the league fans react when someone doesn't really get said in a certain way because there's a bunch of fucking pussy-footed motherfuckers out there, you know? He says, yeah, my guess is that if you spend millions of dollars to design this team around LS and it didn't work out, something bad must have happened. Yeah, because, like, Jack spent a lot of money. Berserker, a lot of money. Fucking the coaches didn't come cheap because they're moving across the world. LS doesn't come cheap, moving halfway across the world, taking a substantial financial pay cut, you know? Dude, same here. I genuinely thought it was gonna, at least to the spring split's over. If they released him after the spring split, it didn't work out, I'd be like, okay, you give it like almost 3 months. That's a good amount of time to kind of figure out maybe if this is really what you want. And I understand that, actually.
Incredible intelligence and strategic mind that he brought to Cloud9. Now, speaking on the future, I would like to let everybody know that we're absolutely confident in Max Waldo. He's been with Cloud9 for over a year now. He has flourished in the Cloud9 coaching system and understands the needs of our players and our coaching staff. Max Waldo has the 100% confidence of our players and our coaching staff and me personally.
So moving forward, our goals and directions with the team haven't changed. Our intention is still to improve at a rate where we're good enough come Worlds to be an international threat. Our players are still confident, motivated, and optimistic to keep playing and improving to get to that goal.
저희가 이 변화에 대해서 두렵지 않고 되게 잘할 수 있으니까 많은 기대해 주셨으면 좋겠습니다. 선수들도 되게 자신 있어 하는 것 같아요.
Yeah, so I've been with C9 for over 4 years now, and I've gone through a lot of change with the team, and I've always trusted myself, Jack, and my teammates to make the right decision moving forward. And I really appreciated my time with LS, and I'm sorry to see him go. But I really believe in Max to move forward as the new head coach, and I think he's going to do a really great job. I believe in my teammates, myself, and I know we're going to do great going into the future, regardless of what happens. We're happy.
Thanks for listening, and continue to support our players in the future.
It's just one of these things where, like, they never really thought this would have happened, though, because it's that whole situation of, you know, how, like, an org will fucking tell your ass, you know, that this player that's not even good is good, just to, like, fucking save face and then sell X shitty player to X fucking org that'll fucking buy this X shitty player, right? If they ever say in a PR statement, oh yeah, we kind of always intended for Max Waldo to be head coach, it's like, no, you didn't, because he would have been the head coach, you know? I don't know if they truly believe in Max the way they say it on video, because Max hasn't proven himself yet, obviously. I mean, I don't doubt that they do believe in him, but I don't think they believe in him the same way they believed in what LS initially had to offer. Because if that's the case, then they would have simply just, you know, fucking had Max Waldo as the head coach first. You know, that's just my personal thing. What's up, Westcott? How you doing, man? They didn't make it sound super bad, but it better be. In real sports, you would never imagine a coach being fired after going 3-1. Yeah, that's true. It might not have been super bad, but it could have led to a potentially being disastrous. And rather than ruining relationships with the team, Jack called to release LS. I will say, though, that LS believes Max has the potential to be the best coach in the West. Yeah, I believe that. I believe that LS believes that Max can be a good coach. But if anyone from Cloud9 ever says, like, yeah, I mean, Max is, we believe in Max, why wasn't he just the head coach then? You know, they obviously, from the preseason, from the offseason alone, they didn't really think he was head coach material, other than they would have just got him to be head coach. You know what I'm trying to say? It's probably some soft bitch ass shit like ruining relationships. Just try to imagine that shit being an excuse people would buy. Yeah, like, this is the thing. This is gonna ruin relationships anyway. You know, them releasing LS the way they did is gonna ruin relationships anyway. That's just par for the course. Any situation like this always ruins something. Yes, like, years later on down the route, like 2 years from now, maybe even a year from now, things kind of get, you know, settled down and molded through, and, you know, just they come off a little bit more, you know, people tend to, like, be more forgiving as things go on, or you don't forget. How would I say it, though? You forgive, but you don't forget, kind of thing. You know, with time, these things kind of heal. But just like the fans being like really shitty to Jack after this happened, and rightfully so, you know, God, people need to understand this. Jack already put out there a while ago that his dad is not in the best health, and his dad is pretty old. So, you know, when people are saying shit like "go fuck off, kill yourself," gotta not be saying that shit. That is really toxic. Like, just to see all those toxic fans just acting super shitty, it's like telling him to kill himself over a coach decision? That's fucking crazy. That's not right. That is legitimately not right. You can be mad about the coaching decision, but telling a person to kill themselves or releasing an LCS coach, and we're only 3 weeks into the split, it's like, come on. That's just stupid. Come on. It's actually dumb. Oh, no problem. No problem, man. Dude, I saw that news, and I was like, I gotta make a video right now. It has to be done right now. Not tomorrow, not in 2 hours. It has to be done right then and there. Because, you know what, Westcott, you've been there for a while. I only make this kind of content and news videos. That's a news video, and that has to be done right then and there. I didn't mean ruin relationships between LS and a team, but more on the line that the players turn on each other, coaching staff can't get fraction. True. And that's the thing. That's the thing. We don't know what happened. We don't know if it was a player who got mad at LS, and it was a player. Because the thing, which player would actually have an issue with him? Because when some Berserker and Summit don't, because they came over because of him, so none of the Korean players did. Fudge wouldn't have any issues with LS. He's friends with LS. They've been friends for a while, they said. So only person that I can't think of that he would be friends with Blabber, but Blabber is a player that we've known has not really had any issues. You know, he seemed to take it on the chin last year when him and Perks didn't really get along all too much, and their playstyles were directly conflicting. You know, so I don't think it was Blabber, honestly. Like you know, it wasn't a player at all. I think this time it wasn't a player at all. I think it was just coaching and management. Now, Max Waldo, Vagar V2 are also in coaching and management. Maybe he didn't get along with Max. Maybe the thing with Max Waldo and LS isn't as perfect to the public as a lot of people like to make it out to be, because you would never know that if they had issues with each other, you know? And Max doesn't really, it's a guy that to me that doesn't really say a lot, you know? Yeah, people are just like fucking nuts, you know? Like, holy shit. Like, I just don't get it, you know? Like, telling a person to fucking kill themselves. Like, here's the thing. I'm only ever, like, that crazy when someone does something really, really bad to me. Like you have to really, really make me mad until you go fucking kill yourself. You have to make me mad as fuck to do that shit, you know? But just, like, it's over some little petty shit. Like, he releases LS and people tell him to kill himself. Like, that's just wrong. Like, it's just fucking that's just disgusting, you know? Like, I just don't get it. I obviously just don't get it. Like, people are just crazy, you know? I just don't understand what's really going on to make people react this way, as if like they're just entitled, you know? Yes, they should have made a better explanation on as to why they released him. But given the circumstances, people have to truly understand there could be NDAs, there could be like just, it's really sensitive at the moment. Like, and people, you're not going to get a fucking drama by drama beat of what happened. They would never say that. Unless LS does, or because you have to kind of pay out this guy, or legally, I guess in like California law, you can't really fire someone without probable cause, right? So there's just all of this situation that ended up happening, and people just wanted like immediate answers when they probably can't give them to you immediately, and then they make a video that's not really that good, and it just minutely says small things, you know. Yeah, I think if C9 goes 3-0 this weekend, then most people who are hating on C9 right now and Jack will quiet down. I hope they go 3-0 this weekend. I truly hope, man. It doesn't matter if the team implodes like that. How the hell will you implode when you are winning? This sport is so soft compared to real sports. Look at that's what I also said too, man. Is like you're winning and you're imploding. That doesn't make any sense though. Or you know, because I've always found that weird too, though. If you're winning and you're imploding, that's crazy to think about. You know, that's really honestly crazy to think about. You're winning, but you're the one actually imploding when a smaller team, you know, could easily be just as bad as you, and you would think is imploding though, right? But at least if they truly think that them releasing LS is the best way to make the situation more better within Cloud9, I mean, who are we to say? Like, I'm not paying these guys, you know? So as a fan, I could go like, yeah, why are you releasing them? I'm not paying them, you know? Yes, there's good reasons on both sides if you choose to swing for a certain side. I don't know what you guys swing for. More power to you, honestly. I don't know. But the thing I'll say before we go to like TSM is, you know, we'll see what happens. If Cloud9 end up either making semis or they end up making the finals for the LCS 2022 spring split, you know, then that could be something. If they at least make semis or at least make the finals, that could be something, right? Because that way they could prove that they don't need LS. And the thing with the Cloud9 roster, no one really understands is they still have all their players though.
Yes, kick the other account out.
They still have all their players though. It's not like they lost all their players. They still have Berserk. Summit, literally, by how Summit was playing this week, he could be like the best top laner in the LCS. If he truly played like that every week.
Reginald must have like hacked my internet or something. But anyway, I was just trying to say, fucking toxic as hell fans, like shut up. And also, like while you might have liked his drafts and stuff, like his ideas.
It's like he was going to change NA.
That doesn't make a good coach. You know, there's many other things that comes to being a coach besides drafts, right?
You know what's crazy is that, dude, people like he was going to change NA and you were going to make a deep run at Worlds. None of that. This is the thing, because people said he was going to change NA and he was going to make and Cloud9's roster this year was going to make a deep run at Worlds. First of all, you specifically don't know that. That is 100% fact. You specifically do not know if they even would have won a title, went to MSI, went to Worlds, let alone make a deep run at Worlds. You know, you could infer, people could infer that from 4 games. How could someone possibly infer that Cloud9 would have made a deep run at Worlds when they won 4 games out of a spring split?
Yeah, I know, because I know why. Because they broke into Riot's facility and stole the scripts. Yeah. And you see, Jack thought it was a little unrealistic for us to win Worlds in our first year with LS, and then LS was like acting cocky after reading the script. So then Jack was like, "Yeah, now I'm firing him." So that's what happened, guys. Sorry. No Worlds for Cloud9.
And dude, people said, "Oh my god, it's because LS shit talked fucking Kyoto." Guys, Doublelift literally said, "I can't wait till we crush these smug Asians." If they really care about trash like that, they would have canceled Doublelift years ago. Riot is owned by Tencent. You know, I'm just saying, like people saying, "Oh, like all these conspiracy theories." It most likely be. Here's the reason. I'm just gonna call it right now. He argued with the coaching staff and how they want to play the game, on how Cloud9 sees the game and how they have certain infrastructure. That's pretty much what it boiled down to, most likely. You know, it's all these other. Some things are literally not as in depth as a lot of people like to always point out. You know. And that's the thing, Cloud9 has a pretty consistent track record of getting out of groups anyway. People said, no Sneaky, no Worlds. They made Worlds without Sneaky. You won't get out of group stage without Sneaky. They did that without Sneaky. I'm just saying, like, people say certain shit. It gets proven wrong. It gets proven that Cloud9 end up coming out ahead. Another excuse pops up. Oh, another excuse and another excuse. Guys, I've been a Cloud9 fan since 2014. I'm not leaving. I already ordered my Cloud9 2022 jersey. It's coming in. I'm gonna order the jacket next week.
I'll order one if I'm like
not selling crack.
This is what I'll do, because I already like bought jerseys of most of the players. I'm not interested in buying a Winsome jersey or a Summit jersey, and I already bought a Blabber and Fudge jersey. Right, if it's secured, so if it's confirmed at the end of this year that Berserker is at least on Cloud9 for another year, then I'll buy the 2022 jersey, Viz.
Yeah, the team is still stacked. They still have a majority of the coaching staff, and they have been really consistent. People also forget that C9 has a pretty good track record of, like, they've been by far the most successful international team from the LCS. People can say all the bullshit they want to say about easy groups and all sort of nonsensical bullshit they just fucking make up just because. The facts are the facts. They are the most successful LCS org in the NA. That's just what it is. That is literally factual. You can say easy.
We don't care about the
matches.
And we don't care about the shitty regional titles. Shut up. All right, and furthermore, even if you wanted to count them, so there's like one garbage, toxic, washed up org that's won like 2 more, and I'm saying 2 because I'm not counting the one in summer 2020, obviously. It's that 1, 2 more, and then after that they're tied for a second. So 2 worthless dog shit LCS titles less, and compared to like making it out of fucking groups like 10 times. Oh no, I wonder which one's more successful.
Yeah, like I wonder what's better for your organization, making out of Worlds the biggest prestige tournament in the whole world, or winning LCS trophies
and
that
you
people
make like as
clearly
much money
claim are
making
not
it
good.
out of groups.
You know what's crazy? People say LCS trophies are worthless, yet they bitch and moan about your team not winning trophies. It's like, make up your mind. Make up your mind.
With Cloud9,
get
it was
it.
the case with me just because they won second so many times and had that drought that I was so fucking annoyed. I just wanted to win that one app. And it sucks that they couldn't do it with the fucking fans in attendance and because of COVID that one year. But after they did in 2020, and after they finally went to MSI for the first time as well, after that, I didn't care. Like, I did not care when they, as much at all, really, when
They've
won.
essentially did everything.
Yeah, when they won in 2021 spring, I did not really care at all because again, regional titles don't really matter.
This is the thing; they've made MSI for the first time last year. They technically made 2 MSIs, technically, but you can't count the one.
Yeah, they won MSI in 2020.
They made top 4 at Worlds. They made it out of groups consistently. They've also won regional trophies. They've won back-to-back spring splits from 2020. From 2021. Just saying, like, a lot of people say, oh my goodness, LCS trophies mean nothing. Then why do you care then if a team wins it then? I mean, yeah, it is cool if your team wins. I'm not going to say it's not cool. Like, it's not amazing. It's not one of the best feelings ever is when your team wins. I'm not saying it's not. But by the way people talk about LCS trophies, they don't really mean anything in the grand scheme of things. They're good for, like, morale and for what the org had been working for throughout the whole year. But yeah, nothing else I need to say more about Cloud9. Talk about TSM today. TSM is just fucking terrible. I'm sorry, guys. They are really, really fucking bad. Like,
man, Yurson played so good, man. Wow.
So basically what ended up happening was Shenny wasn't getting along with Shenny wasn't getting along with Tactical. There was that leaked conversation that they ended up putting out on Reddit, where basically Shenny was flaming Spica about him not being knowledgeable about when to hit a level 2 power spike or just griefing in lane. But let's be honest here, guys. They were fucking terrible. If Immortals hadn't threw their game, they end up losing 2 Immortals, they'd be 0-5. Yeah. Then after that, since Cloud9 beat them, good. Then after that, what ended up happening? Cloud9 ended up defeating them. TSM right now should be 0-6. They should be like last place in the league if Immortals actually had a brain and could end a game. That's legitimately going to happen.
Listen,
that was going to happen.
Sam was literally worse than Shenny in every single way besides as many deaths. But the only reason why with the deaths is because it's like the team told him to just stay back and fuck off. Don't go for like any aggressive plays. Don't try to do anything that will make you win the fucking game. You know, but like they didn't want Shenny doing because the rest of his team couldn't follow up with his good engages, or wanted his good shot calling, I suppose. All right, so that's why. Otherwise, he would have inted his ass off as well, as you can see in Academy and his solo queue games. But yeah. Other than that, yeah, he was worse than Shenny in every fucking way possible. Holy shit!
Like, I went back and watched some of those TSM games with Shenny. He actually made really good engages.
Yeah, his games were good. He just didn't follow up because they didn't like his shot calling for some reason, even though his shot calling's good.
They said his shot calling was shit.
It was like praised. What? It was praised in China. He beat like 2 top orgs when he was subbed in, like FPX, I believe, and like Top Esports, I believe.
Like, I just don't get it, you know? And this is the thing, is this TSM roster just feels like some taped up, you know, you have a wall, a hole in your wall, and you put fucking tape over it just so it doesn't fucking fall apart or fucking shit doesn't cave out of the wall. That's kind of what this TSM roster will be. And what's the biggest issue about this is, you know, before Parth ended up leaving, he said this TSM roster wasn't going to be fully development, but just a few aspects of developing certain players. The same situation with TSM, the same situation with Cloud9 is the same situation that happened with TSM. They brought over a player, 2 players from the LDL, and then ended up benching one of them. What a waste of time. They should have just if oh my lord, because they want to shot calling, all this shot calling support.
I'm sorry, it's stupid. Literally every reason why they gave for Shenny being in academy now, being benched to like how I'd say get used to like the NA play style or whatever, or like gain better like whatever and chemistry and experience. That's better if you just leave him in fucking LCS the whole year. What are you doing?
Because they assume that, oh well, tactical isn't getting along with Shenny, so we just have to probably prioritize tactical.
Yeah,
I mean,
we have to prioritize over like the fucking 8th ADC in the league. Nice.
And tactical's playstyle, they are by their playstyle. I mean, Spica, he had a pretty good past couple of games. I'll say that Spica was running it down for like the first week. Spica has had a pretty good past few weeks.
Spica usually has a slow start each season.
Yeah, after that first week, he's looked completely fine. He's not really their issue. It's the fact that they're only just playing through tactical. They're basically playing like how TL played back when they had double, which just funnel all the resources into him. Huni cannot play Karma and Lulu top.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. He's terrible at them. Like,
yeah,
what the
like,
fuck?
I'm not saying, like, here's the thing. I'm not, like, even though he's definitely not been good in the slightest, I can't say...
At all.
Yeah, and I would still say he's, like, bad. I still don't understand why Warren was, like, defending him so much last year and this year, but, either way, this isn't his fault, and I wouldn't say bad. It's just, like, bad picks for him. Like, he doesn't know how to, like, use them and then, like, make it so Summit doesn't get a whole fucking turret in, like, 8 minutes. Like, holy fuck.
Like, I just don't understand what's really going on with what TSM does. And we know Reginald can't interact with the team because of the investigation. The people that built the roster aren't even there. Maybe Lena, we know Parth had a huge aspect of building a roster. He's not even there. Yeah.
Well,
the hell?
SOJ, SOJ, that might be true, but I mean, yeah, there's ways to fix that, maybe just like have a talk with him if that's the case. Like, you didn't need to send him down the fucking academy for a worse support in every way.
This is fucking terrible.
Yes, he's a worse support in every way, and he's literally the exact same player as Shenny.
Like,
what's the point of this?
SLJ says, I will say, though, after hearing Shenny play with Doublelift brought up a good point in how Shenny does clog up the comms with his shot calling, even though he is really good at it. I mean, but that's why they got him, though.
There's other ways to fix it, though. Just talk with him. What the fuck? Unless he's really that toxic and hating on tactical that much and like that loud with his shot calling.
But the thing here is that's why they got him. Did they not get him to be a shot caller? So this is so stupid these people are. They bought a player to do what they want, but when he does that, it's too much.
Yeah,
what type of sense did that make?
We wonder why Sword Art failed. Wow. I wonder why.
What actual type of sense does that make to these people? That's just what I just told you guys. They bought a player who they want to be a shot caller because that's what they got. Yellow Star, Mithy, fucking well, Lustboy really wasn't a shot caller, but he kind of was for them. She had Lustboy, Yellow Star, Mithy, Sword Art, Smoothie. 6 times the charm? Like, what the fuck?
No, I swear to God,
I don't get it.
No, tell me the last time.
My brain can't.
From my memory, I think literally every fucking support that has ever played for TSM, they replace like after a year and they like almost fucking ruin because they get them for one thing and then do the other. Like they did that with Yellow Star, didn't they? They did that. They did that with Biofrost. They did that with Smoothie. They did that with.
Dude, well, there's a reason why I didn't say Biofrost. He was like the one TSM support that wasn't really a shot caller. That's like the only one.
But still, they go on for a certain thing, and then they regressed him so badly that then he, sent him to CLG, and then he finally became like a leader and like rebounded, and then went back to TSM, and then regressed him again all the way to fucking Academy, and now back on Dig, and hasn't been great on
He
Dig,
had
but
treats.
he's
had
looked
treats at one point.
solid on Dig for what he needs to do.
They've had treats.
Yeah, treats too. Again, Miffy, Sword Art, like literally everyone, and then like after they literally replace them after a year, like they talk about the jungle, like and the town suppressing machine with junglers, like it's the same with supports. Holy fuck! Like think about it.
Like I just don't get it. Why would you hire a player to be your shot caller, and then it's too much? And but the players already know this. You tell your players, hey, this guy's gonna be the shot caller. He's gonna be dictating the early game. So the players already know what they're getting into. But then this thing people don't understand is like all these things are on paper. You tell the players, right? But then in actual practice, it doesn't work out because people think they can handle anything when these kind of things are being talked about in off seasons. But when you have to deal with them in the actual game, it's a bit different though, because we know that there was going to be some in-game shot calling issues because the language barrier. So, but this is better for them, taking on a completely worse player just so Tactical doesn't get his fucking feelings hurt. Like that is just some pussy shit. That's just straight up pussy shit. And you can't bench Tactical because his friend, and he's not gonna like that. So it's like, it's fucking bullshit feeling shit. Like holy good god. Good X, and then their playstyle is so fucking bad. There's some of these teams that could actually just completely destroy them, and they don't. I will say this: on the Cloud9 game, they played legitimately well in the Cloud9 game. They did all those dives they did, how Spica played. They legitimately played well in the Cloud9 game. They played good against one team with the same issues that they have. They can't even talk to their players themselves. They should be 0-6 right now. That record they have, they're 0-6 to me. Because they're playing like fucking donkey shit. Fuck that. Immortal should have won that game, and Cloud9 beat them, so they should be 0-6. I don't know, because this week coming up, because yeah, guys, this week I told you guys I didn't really watch the LEC that much, so I don't know if we're gonna actually get a chance to really talk about the LEC outside of just like predicting for their games. So don't worry, I'll change the title after this is over because it's mostly just gonna be an LCS episode this time around because I didn't really get a chance to watch, like I said, because there's a lot of things to explain with the LCS actually.
Yeah, that is true. There are like it's a like I Will Dominate said it before, but like it's a sad thing when TSM fans are more understanding.
But they're just really bad.
TSM fans are more understanding of a rebuild than the org. TSM fans. Let me repeat that. TSM fans. What the fuck?
TSM fans. Oh my lord. I feel like TSM as an org are so scared of trying something different that they panic when things... And this is the thing. The same thing with Cloud9. 2 weeks. 2 weeks. 4 games. 17 days. 2 weeks. 4 days. 2 weeks.
I can't believe Immortals won 2 games.
I can't believe they actually beat 100 Thieves. I can't believe 100 Thieves is they're next to talk about because oh my god.
Yeah, I can't believe that Immortals should have 0 wins. Both of them should have 0 wins, honestly.
There should be 3 teams in the league with 0 wins. Them, CLG, because Cloud9 was like, we'll just draft like complete shit and just fucking lose to CLG. But I just don't get it. I just don't understand why get a shot calling player again for the 6th time in a row, and then he doesn't know what he's talking. He doesn't know because the LPL players are clearly bad. They don't know how to win worlds or anything. They don't know success. The LPL fucking ramen eating motherfuckers. They don't know shit.
Holy fuck. Okay then, calm down.
So I just don't get it. Yeah. Like, oh my goodness.
They're not the next CLG.
I mean, they could be. I mean,
dude, I mean, Ryan, that meme.
Very
of, like,
possible.
That meme of the flex tape on the hole. That's TSM with their issues.
SLJ says TSM is playing Team Liquid, CLG, and 100 Thieves. Oh, fuck, dude. Holy shit. If they beat, so they should technically beat. Yeah, like.
Is it 3 games this week?
Yeah, because from now on, the split's only gonna have 8 weeks. So we're gonna have like the LEC. We're gonna have 1 super week during a split now for LCS.
Okay.
So week 4 is gonna be.
They did that in Academy before.
TSM is playing Team Liquid, CLG. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, they're fucking screwed. So screwed. Holy shit. But yeah, those are just my thoughts on TSM. They're just really bad. They're just really fucking bad. Who would have not predicted that after fucking Bjergsen left? Everyone left. Double Lift, Bjergsen, Broken Blade. Every long-standing player you guys remember is gone. Even Parth is gone. Parth,
Yeah.
of all people, Parth is gone.
Yo, I cannot wait to see that matchup though. Of who ints harder between between contracts and like tactical.
And then let's talk about 100 Thieves. 100 Thieves, guys. Oh my goodness. I don't know what's going on with 100 Thieves. I don't know. But why are they playing down to their competition? The only players that look like they're even giving a shit in the game to really substantially keep up their form is Someday, Closer, and like FBI. Because Huhi's sure not doing it.
Yep.
In fact, Albadage, you would think he's like the best mid laner.
After the first half of last split, he's gone downhill. It's like
I don't think he's bad.
It's like he gave all of his. It's like he gave all of his skill in the first half of like summer last year to then Closer, and then Closer's just been doing it.
It's like he's not bad. Like you can tell he's still good, but he's not showing it. Like
yeah,
I could get behind that if he's like someone like Fudge. He's just almost basically griefing in lane essentially, but he's not bad. He's playing still relatively good. He's just not showing that same type of good that he showed last year when he first came in. I don't know what's going on. Maybe it feels like for 100 Thieves, they're just playing down to their competition. Like, and what are you doing that for? Are they trying to I don't use your excuse.
I don't know.
Are they limit testing? That's fucking stupid. 100 Thieves should not be losing to Immortals. No. I'm sorry. You should.
I mean, I told you their ceiling. They don't have any more room to grow.
I think they have a good ceiling. I just don't know what's going on right now.
They have a good ceiling. I'm just saying. I told you that they hit their ceiling. They hit
this thing. If they don't like roll over the game, they don't actually. Okay, here's what I'll say. Because it works one of two ways. If they don't get a substantial early lead, it just doesn't feel like they actually do anything.
Yeah.
But if they do get a lead, they stomp you into the dirt.
Anyway, I hope they play Tenacity against TSM.
I told you they're not, man. Someday's playing too good. There's no reason to play him, though.
Why? They can play him against a shitty team, though, just to give them some games.
Dude, if they didn't play him against Immortals, I don't think that's not possible.
Well, I mean, they lost against Immortals, so I mean, who knows?
Holy shit. Jesus Christ.
Like, Jesus fucking Christ. I can't believe 2 teams lost to Immortals are so fucking bad.
The fact that Jose Diodo is playing as good as fucking Closer is blowing my mind.
Well, I told you he had that potential. I didn't know if he was going to reach it.
He just started playing. I'll tell you, he had a really bad first week. He's been playing pretty darn good these past 3 weeks, actually.
Yeah, well, I told you he had that same ceiling as Closer. I just didn't know if he was going to reach it because the issue of Jose Diodo is just just game IQ mainly. Not like he's amazing mechanics, just his game IQ is not. He's sort of like a weaker version of like Blabber, honestly. Yeah, and then God, I can't believe Flyquest is fucking 5-1. Holy shit. Like again, I loved all the players on Flyquest. I said that, but I just like, God, I predicted them to be like 8th because it's like, because I knew Jose Diodo would be good. I knew Takuli would be great.
Yeah,
and I knew Kuma would be solid.
I saw Takuli in the LFL. I was like, this guy's not bad. He's got some skills.
Yeah, no, he's great. I knew Jose Diodo would be good, and I knew Kuma would be solid. But I did not. Okay, just like Johnson was like one of the worst ADCs last year, and then Afromu, while he was amazing.
Afromu's a ladder player. He's up and down.
Afromu was amazing in the first split on Dignitas.
He was amazing in spring, yeah.
But then he regressed hard, so I did not expect him to be good again here in this year. So I expected that bot lane to drag them down hard. Like honestly, I thought, I still kind of do maybe think they should play Tomo more than Johnson.
So that's my last thing with the 100 Thieves, guys. I don't really know because it doesn't feel like they have any more play styles they can play outside of smash early and win. That's their play style. It's like smash early, get really aggressive early game champions and win. If they don't smash you, they completely just fumble. I don't know how they fix that. Maybe you switch up. I think potentially you switch a player out to change your play style. And I don't think it will be tenacity because some days been playing fine. He's been playing pretty good, actually. Sunday's been playing good. So there's no reason to take him out. That's the thing is, like, I don't know what you change if you're 100 Thieves. I legitimately don't know. But their playstyle is just, I win early game. That's it. That's it. If you don't win early game, they're done. They're horrible, horrible mid game. Horrible, shitty late game. I've seen donkeys play better late game than they have, dude. And then we'll talk about Team Liquid. Team Liquid, they're gonna have Core J. They had Core JJ, right? So they got Core JJ his green card. Let's thing with Team Liquid. Let me tell you how good they'll eventually be. Minus Cloud9, because Cloud9 is gonna be the best too. So back to the thing, guys. Core JJ has a green card. Who else has a green card on their roster? Beerson does. They could sign another import if they want to. Factor this in. They have Core JJ, the best NA player, the best LCS player. People say Bjergsen, whatever. They're one and the same. One of the two. They have literally two of the best players in the league on their team. And they don't count as imports. They have Hans Sama, who has been like the best ADC next to FBI, right? Okay. I still don't agree with Santorin, but whatever. Santorin's like the fourth best jungler. Whatever, right? Then they have Bwipo, one of the top 3 top laners in the league. They can still sign another import. Santorin also doesn't count as an import, right? So they have every player is like either at least, the very least, top 4 in their role. The very least top 4 in their role. And they can sign another import.
I don't know about Huhi anymore.
No, this is Team Liquid.
Oh, sorry. I'm fucking.
So that means if Santorin doesn't play good, I'm saying guys right now, if Santorin does not play good this year, they're gonna import. Why not import a Jung? You have a free slot to do it. Why would you stick with Santorin?
They don't actually.
Yes, they do. No. Right? No, you're right. We actually fucking counts as an import.
If they kept Impact, they could have. But no, I'm telling you, they should have bought Kemvi. What was wrong with trying that out? Kemvi is fucking fantastic in Academy. He's owed an LCS chance. He's super good. And he's actually like has the same like ceiling as like even potentially a bigger ceiling than like somebody like Blabber. And he's the type of like aggressive jungler with good mechanics that they could use around that type of roster.
Like Team Liquid, to me personally, is the best team right now. I think 100 Thieves can challenge them. I really think that. I thought that they could do it last summer split. I was right about that. This split around, I don't know, man.
I told you 100 Thieves was gonna fall off. Come on.
I wrote that wave as long as I could, and I ended up becoming right about that. But sometimes you gotta learn how to get off the wave. You know how you're like you're fucking surfing.
Right about what? At what point?
I'm right about everything. I'm right
about what point? You mean in summer 2021?
I said they're making the finals. Remember, I said they're making the finals.
Bitch, everybody predicted them to win summer 2021 finals when they got Reaper and all the dog genius.
This is the thing. Sometimes when you're surfing, you gotta know, and a shark's just like speeding towards you. You gotta get off that surfboard, jump off that shit, before you get fucking eaten. Now, with their caliber of players, I do think they can challenge Team Liquid. They can. With the caliber of players they have, they can. But they're going to have to somehow work on playing a different play style, because Team Liquid can play any play style, essentially, for how their players are that flexible. I think Cloud9 could potentially challenge, but it's really hard to gauge how strong Cloud9 is, because Cloud9, while I like them, Blabber hasn't looked that good. Fudge is the weakest mid laner out of the top 4 if you put them up there. You have the bot lane with Berserker and Winsome. They do not seem like a dominant 2v2. They've also lost a lot of their 2v2s recently. They've been getting dumpstered a lot in their 2v2s. So if Cloud9 want to be a top 4 team, along with the other guys like 100 Thieves and Team Liquid, they want to be a top 4 team up there with them. They're going to have to actually start, working on what's going to work for their roster. Now, it seems like, and then, to close my point out on Team Liquid is most likely going to be the best team. Like, I already predicted they'd be the best team anyway, based off their roster. They literally have a super team, quote unquote, right? So they pretty much have the best team.
Not really.
I mean, they pretty much have the best team.
In comparison to the other teams collapsing now, they do. If these teams didn't collapse,
TSM was never gonna be a fucking super team to begin with.
No, not TSM. I never thought they were. I always predicted them like 5th or 4th at best. But
to be fair, we predicted TSM to be like 6th anyway. So the fact that they're like 10th is like, I mean, it doesn't matter honestly. Also, Flyquest
I
being
still
first
think
place.
Dignitas is like a 10th place team in disguise.
Like even Flyquest being in first place, I'm not one of those guys that'll be like, oh, just because I didn't predict them to be first place doesn't mean I don't think they're gonna be like at. Because some people do this a lot. They go like, just because they don't like the org or they don't like the players, they won't give them credit to how good they're playing. I think Flyquest have good things about them. I think it's hard to say. Here, you could argue it one of two ways. They're only playing so good right now and looking so good because the other teams with the better players aren't doing so well. That's a fair assessment. Or they're just playing really well. It could be the way too. I think it's a mixture of both. I think they are playing good for how a team like that could play. But I do also think the teams with the better players are also struggling. You know? That's what I actually think too. Because Evil Geniuses, it looks like the hype around them has also fucking, cooled off. Because, like I said before, guys, I've said this many times. I like Danny, but Danny's laning is not his strength. I said this for weeks. Danny's laning is not his strength. Danny and fucking Vulcan's laning is not good. Like, it's not good. They have Jojo Pion, who is arguably almost like... Jojo Pion is worse than Fudge. Jojo Pion had been playing mid longer than Fudge and is worse than him at it. Impact seems to be not having as good of games as he was when the season first started. Then you also add in that Inspired isn't looking as good. I don't really know what's going on with Evil Geniuses right now, but it doesn't really look like they're having the same stride as when they were doing well in Lock-In. And that also is an indicator right there that Lock-In is not the best fucking show of how good a stronger team is, because EG went from like being undefeated in Lock-In until like the fucking finals. Then they only win like 2 games right now for the LCS 2022 spring split. So yeah, Evil Geniuses right now.
So it's almost like if the only other competitive team who has their full LCS roster is Team Liquid, then you're gonna make finals. Wow, what a theory.
And then CLG. What could I say about CLG that I already haven't said before? You know what? Fuck it. Let's just go for CLG. Okay. CLG
before you do though, I will just say, as much as I still recently, even I can't defend him anymore. Jojo Pion has just been playing fucking bad.
It's so bad.
But
abysmal.
Again, he still has that potential to grow, and if he doesn't, like, around this roster, and
my dad's coming back in my life,
and at 17 years old, then holy fuck, then he just blew like the best chance. He blew as big of a chance to grow into a great player around the roster like this as contracts did, in 2017. But now what I will say though is, even though I believed in him growing and still have some hope that he might, I always thought that actually people were kind of overhyping him in Academy. He really wasn't like one of the best mids in Academy. He was like the 4th best.
Dude, the way Peter Dunn talked about him, this guy sounded like he was fucking humanoid or some shit.
Yeah, like, no, they were overhyping him. He was like the 4th or like 5th best mid laner in Academy. Again, for like a 16 or 17-year-old, that's fucking impressive. But I mean, that doesn't mean you put him in LCS right, or that he's like already ready for LCS. It's like, yeah,
it wasn't even that.
Ready for LCS.
It wasn't even that. They got rid of Jizuke, who had actually started playing well to a certain extent. Like, he had started playing well, so they got rid of a mid laner.
No, they had a chance to get Jensen and Double Lift.
Yeah, and then I agree. You had Jizuke for a while. You don't want to go Jizuke anymore. That's perfectly fine. You could have just got Jensen. What's wrong with Jensen? Because people say, "Oh, Jensen's not worth the price tag you're gonna pay for him." That's bullshit. That is fucking bullshit. You're gonna tell me that this new guy is better than Jensen? You're out of your mind.
Yeah, no, that's bullshit. With the amount of money they probably paid for Vulcan, Like, come on.
Impact salaries, they definitely give Rogue a lot of money for Inspire.
Yeah, and they definitely overpaid for Jizuke and Ignar before.
Why not just keep Jizuke then?
Svenskarn.
I would
And they even
Jizuke.
tried getting Chovy 2 times. So fuck off with that like budget. No, that's not an issue with Evil Geniuses. Trust me,
That's the thing.
the money isn't an issue.
If
They just wanted to go young. They wanted to go for the talent.
I always say, you change up a player if they're not really playing well. Like if it's a consistent track record of a player not playing well, yeah, just get rid of them. That's fine if you want to get rid of them. But at least if you're getting rid of someone, get someone better. This Jojo Pion guy, he ain't it, man. I'm sorry, dude. He ain't it. He is just as bad as Reeker.
Honestly, I would honestly be curious to see them sub in like Kaori for just like one game, like in the Super Week.
Kaori's pretty good. Yeah,
that's what teams did in Academy though. In the Super Week when they had that in Academy, like either in like 2020 or it was a year when they had Jukes. Cloud9 did. They had they subbed like Licorice in for a game, Kumo in for a game, Jukes in the game, then like Svenskarn in for a game, Blabber in for a game, and like their other Academy jungler for Surenfire or something like that. So I'm saying I hope LCS teams take advantage of the Super Week and like try some of their Academy talent out for a one game out of the 3. Like Immortals did that last year. Immortals did that last year with like Pretty, their mid laner. They could do it with Tenacity. They could do that with Kaori. They can do that with Prismal. Like there's many players they could do that with our own a game just to get a look at. Like honestly, Malice has been have you been watching the C9 Academy games?
I saw the game he had today. He was playing really well today.
Now, in fairness, his team is setting him up to do that. And when that being said, though, even with them setting him up to do this, holy fuck, he has I'm just gonna like screen share the stats. Okay, so the also get chat MSK, but anyway, so I'm just gonna screen share this for you. Okay, so the two oldest games don't count. That was when a day after Oldham came together as a team and they literally didn't play with each other at all. So don't count the games against Golden Guardians. Just count the rest of the games. Besides the most recent one where you died 9 times. Look at that.
This guy's fuck, dude.
Yeah, he literally and is the goal difference in like farm with this guy in the jungle. Like he's literally stomping on these kids.
Jesus Christ!
But again,
shit.
give this guy a game in the Super Week against a shit team. Like who are they?
Who's
the shit team they're playing against? Are they playing against like
I'll show you right now. Give me a sec. I'll show you right now. It's just the fact that Blabber really hasn't been playing that good, honestly. If Blabber can come back to form, Cloud9 can be a threat. If not, it's still gonna be rough for them.
Okay, so Flyquest, 100 Thieves, and Dignitas. Yeah, playing
There's some
against
banger
Dignitas.
games coming up this week. There's some
playing
banger
against
games
Dignitas. Do that. Come on.
All right, so the last team I'll talk about before we start predicting the games is CLG. Like, come on, guys. People are like, oh my god, CLG is bottom of the league again. What indicator would they have of being anything higher than that? Jenkins was not good on Team Liquid when he subbed in for Alpha. He was terrible.
Yeah. Again, I didn't expect this team to be good. I just
Hal
thought
Fox
that,
wasn't good either. Hal Fox stunk on Flyquest. I was
thought their players grew enough where they would at least be like 9 for 8, not last. But nope, I guess I was wrong.
They grabbed the worst one of the worst mid laners. They grabbed one of the worst top laners. They grabbed a solid bot lane. They're basically playing the same style that TSM does. They all in on the bot lane, and teams know if they dive and shut down Luger and Poom, CLG is done. Contrast is just going on stage and briefing every game.
Great bot lane, and I was not a fan of the Jenkins or Palafox pick. However, I understood the Jenkins pick for the sole reason that the top lane pool in NA is actually just that weak to choose from, so you might as well pick him for this year. But he definitely...
Here's the thing. It's that TL said he was good. That's bullshit.
That's bullshit. But
why did they just promote that guy?
He was actually one of the best to choose from. But no, that's bullshit to try to say he's good. But
CLG, you got CLG. I'm sorry, you can't get refunds, but you got scammed.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Holy shit.
I'm like contract. I'm sorry. Like I didn't expect him to play like great, but like
I think he was playing good last year. I thought he was doing good
I
because
thought he would at least
Svenskeren was
play,
falling
like-
up. Because Svenskeren started just dropping off, and he just came at the right
Yeah,
time.
I know, but
actually.
I thought he would at least be competent now. Like he played good in 100 Thieves
bad.
Academy in summer and in LCS with 100 Thieves. He played good in my opinion, at least on EG and on their academy team. Like I don't know, I just like I didn't expect him to be great or anything as advertised. Like I knew a lot of it had to do with like the team covering for him. But
Here's the thing.
I thought he would at least be competent now. And after all this time in academy, nope, he's just back to trying to break the death record again, like on GG.
He's just like bad. Like they have just a really weak. They have the weakest. They have probably the weakest top side in the league. This is also barring a league with fucking Immortals' top side and TSM's top side and Golden Guardians' top side.
There were so many solid NA mid laners you could have chose from an academy, and you choose Palafox,
who looked like complete shit the whole year. He looked shit the whole year.
Yeah.
He
No,
probably had
the only NA
game.
mid laner I would take him over is like Insanity. I was not a fan of Insanity. I don't get why people were saying he's solid, solid like piece on Immortals. I didn't
see this thing, dude.
get it. Like he didn't int or anything or like do anything like stupid, really, like guys like Palafox did. But he just did nothing. He was like just does nothing in the game. He just sits back and
this
loses.
is the thing is. If they were gonna pick a bad mid laner, why not just pick Yasui? At least Yasui tried to do stuff in the game.
Well, because he's old, he's older. He's like 25. They're like, too old.
I just don't get it. I think
I would have liked Saligo, honestly. Saligo's
people
so
are like
smart.
People are going, oh my god, CLG's bottom of the league again. They have what indicator would they be any higher than that? There's no indicator of that they'd be even higher than like.
I thought they would be 8th because I thought again I did not like the Palafox and Jenkins pickups, but I thought those pieces would at least not be terrible. I thought Contracts would at least be competent, and I thought Luger and Poom were great. So I thought, and here's the thing, and the other thing, secondly, I thought Immortals and Dignitas, their rosters looked so bad, and their chemistry looked so bad to the point where, I put them below them.
But dude, that's people's expectations for CLG, because CLG's finished 9th to 10th, bottom half for like
when your expectations is 8th is your goal.
We're really getting there, man. We're getting there. We're climbing.
Hey, well, they can still. Hey, I'm just saying.
They're climbing.
At this rate,
climbing.
They can beat TSM.
At this rate, they can be tied with TSM at 9th to 10th. They're gonna have speed run for who could be at fucking 10th. But I'll say this though. I think TSM is likely more highly of the chances to be 9th to 8th or like 8th to 7th in CLG. CLG just looks bad. Like at least TSM has Spica. Spica's not that bad. He can carry
TSM,
some games.
I don't think's bad. It's just their players aren't.
No, they're bad. Spica alone is like the fucking difference maker.
No, Kayode I think is still not bad.
He's made. Oh man, that's
but that's I don't think he's a bad player though. Again, I just think it's like the different views.
I think there is a difference. Yeah, it's just the way TSM tries to win is like they're actually trying to win the game.
And again, if they put Shenny back in LCS, same thing. I think he's solid as well, just different views. Now Tactical and Hooney on the other hand, sure, I will agree they're bad, but still, but with the other 3 pieces beside them.
No, I think Tactical hasn't looked when they funnel all the resources into him. Tactical's done well with it. It's just the team style and
compared to the rest of the ADCs, MSK, compared to the rest.
Oh, dude, hey man, I got lost.
It's like good job. He's like, God, it's like he's tied with lost.
Are all the ADCs in the league competing for like 6th place?
God.
All right, guys,
it's like 8th. Fuck.
So that's it for like most of the LCS teams. I could talk about Dignitas, but I really don't want to. They're just a very bland team, is what Dignitas is.
Well, I'm just surprised that they made semifinals and actually almost beat Team Liquid in lock-ins, but that just proves that lock-ins doesn't matter. I'm just surprised that they
Golden Guardians has a surprisingly really decent early game. If they can clean up their early game problems, I think if they can clean up some of their early game issues, they could probably be a top 16. They might make playoffs playing like this. And they're bad, but you can see what they're at least trying to do, and it is working. They just have to
Golden
clean it up a little
Guardians?
bit. Yeah.
Yeah, I told you that the TSM versus GG game was a big decider. Hey, and then I also told you that it was Flyquest versus Dignitas, the two teams that really shouldn't have been like, what was it like 3-1 or 4-1? So it was interesting to see which one would win.
All
and
right.
hey, it was a fun game as well, just like the GG versus TSM game, and it was also a big decider because
It was not fun for my sanity.
Flyquest kept going up and beat a big contender, while Dignitas lost 2 straight.
Well, it's a contender for my sanity. Fucking killing it. Now, segment time. Match of the week, baby, for the LCS. So we have Friday, and we have 100 Thieves taking on TSM. I think EG and Flyquest would be the match of right here for Friday. EG, Flyquest, Golden Guardians, Team Liquid. Would that be a banger of a game? Because Golden Guardians actually have a decent early game. I mean, I don't know if it's gonna be good against Team Liquid. So for me, Friday, the best game to watch is Evil Geniuses versus Flyquest. Saturday, you have Cloud9 versus 100 Thieves, and that's it for that day. Sunday, you have Cloud9 versus Flyquest. Then you have, the broadcast says it's Team Liquid versus TSM. Bjergsen taking on TSM for the first time ever, because he's been with TSM since 2014.
That's not a match of the week. That's
a fucking stomp. No.
Yeah. Like, again, they just do this based off of the orgs, not actually what the teams are playing like. But anyway, okay, so match of the weeks for me, it's going to be, okay, let's see. Okay, I'm going to go with Team Liquid versus Golden Guardians. Go down.
Yeah, that's not bad. Yeah.
Yeah, go down. Okay. Let's see. Say. Okay. Honestly, all these, none of these, I would say, are go down. You know, if it was EG versus Immortals, I would say that would be a match of the week. But anyway, and then okay, I would actually say, I would say Flyquest versus Cloud9 would be one, and then and yeah, that's it. I don't have enough faith in Dignitas to make that one game exciting, so I'm not going to say that's a match of the week.
Well, for me, you have Team Liquid versus Golden Guardians for Friday. EG versus Flyquest. That's Friday's best games. Cloud9 versus 100 Thieves for Saturday. That's pretty much it for Saturday. Sunday, you have C9 versus Flyquest, and then you have that's it essentially, right? Because this is not really that interesting.
What was the
TL versus Dignitas? That's not that. See, this thing, TL versus Dig shouldn't be that bad, right?
Wait. What was the fourth one you said down below in the third column?
Okay, so EG Flyquest, TL Golden Guardians, Saturday's Cloud9 versus 100 Thieves. That's 3, and Flyquest versus Cloud9's 4.
Okay, I was just wondering that one. Okay, so
yeah, that's it.
You said the same ones, except you added EG versus Fly, which I was thinking of saying, and
that might be pretty interesting. I think
the more I'm thinking about it, the more even it might be. So I might say that as well.
After this game, if EG lose this game to them, I'm no more. I can't do it.
Okay, so I'll say that. So we have the same ones, except I'm not saying Cloud9 versus 100 Thieves just because we already got it recently, so I don't care.
That's the thing. Is like after this week, guys, if EG don't substantially show me that their fucking gameplay has improved, I'm done with that shit. My predictions. This is forget, guys. We're having 3 days of gameplay for right here, so I'm gonna go. Shit, Lord, got to be a fan.
I still think Impact's been playing great, but
Cloud9, Team Liquid, 100 Thieves, Immortals, and Flyquest. Saturday, Team Liquid. Fuck. Great game we got here. TSM, Cloud9, Flyquest, Evil Geniuses. Sunday, Cloud9, Evil Geniuses, Team Liquid, and Golden Guardians, and 100 Thieves. That's it for me.
Okay, let's see. Yeah, Cloud9, Dig's too generic to beat them. Okay, so Cloud9, let's go Team Liquid but I think that's going to be a close one. 100 Thieves. God, Mortals versus CLG. I'll just say Immortals, and then EG, and then second day, Team Liquid, TSM, 100 Thieves, Flyquest, and Golden Guardians, and then third day, say Cloud9. Sorry, scroll down.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cloud9, EG, Team Liquid, Golden Guardians, and Dignitas.
Good God, if he gets these predictions right, I'm fucking AFKing, jumping out a fucking window.
I always give a good mix of like realistic expectations, obvious ones, like surprising ones. You know, hey, what? You don't think Dignitas could upset 100 Thieves?
They did it before. It's very possible.
Yeah, and I mean, like 100 Thieves been a basic play style too, like Dig. You know, like.
All right, so guys, here I know I can't really talk about the LEC tonight because I didn't really get a chance to dive into every single game. I'll just lightly glance over things that I've noticed this week. Rogue is still in first place. They came back to form a little bit, which is fine. But I think a lot of people didn't really notice how badly their bot lane was playing this week. I still think Comp and Trimby are like the best players in the LEC right now from how they've been playing with Rogue, right? But this week in particular, Rogue's bot lane looked pretty suspect. Fnatic ended up taking down G2. Fnatic ended up losing to Astralis, but had a really, really amazing game against fucking G2. Hylissang on Pike playing really well. Misfits, they ended up defeating, sorry about that. Misfits ended up, Jesus Christ, sorry about that. Let's go to, spring season, sorry about that. Misfits ended up defeating, right here, let me show you guys really quickly. So we're on week 7, right? Misfits ended up defeating like Excel, and that's a team you definitely want to beat if you want to make playoffs right now. And Excel ended up beating Astralis, and Misfits later on beat Mad Lions. Misfits beating Mad Lions makes the standings pretty spicy because potentially Team Vitality or Mad Lions could be making playoffs.
Mad Lions is going to be. I said this like last week or 2 weeks ago.
I think Mad Lions is done.
Mad Lions is done. Reeker's too bad. I'm so disappointed by that guy. Whatever.
I told you week 1 he looked like shit. Like Reeker's
I wasn't denying he looked bad. I just said he could improve and that he has the potential and that teams are really considering picking him over Humanoid. So I said, I'll give him a chance. And now, the chance is gone and he can go fuck himself.
And then you saw him play Renekton mid.
Yes. And Aurelia. And then I saw MSK's dad.
Holy shit. G2 this week
XL doesn't deserve to make playoffs.
G2 looked pretty off. I know they beat SK Gaming, but that wasn't a super convincing game, and they got pretty handed to them by Fnatic.
SK Gaming's coming back, baby. Look at the
fuck, dude.
I want to see what their next schedule's looking like.
G2, they did not look good this week. I know they beat SK Gaming on the record, but that game was not clean by them, and they got destroyed by Fnatic this time around in the Elf Clasico matchup. Outside of that, Team Vitality lost to Rogue. I mean, that's expected. Rogue has already locked playoffs with getting to 11 wins right there. Their playstyle, like if Team Vitality don't make playoffs, I'm not surprised. You know, I'm not surprised at all that they would actually miss playoffs. I'm not surprised if Team Vitality or Mad Lions miss playoffs. If you just had these teams right there,
Vitality's overrated as shit. Again, I knew they would come back, and I knew they would at least make playoffs, which they are. I've definitely seen them making it over Mad Lions and SK still, but if anything, honestly, SK could maybe knock out like XL, but some out of nowhere treats, baby. But But yeah, I knew it was just gonna be a slow start and they would go back, but I also knew that they would just be good. They weren't a super team. Like, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Honestly, I still think Alfari had a slow start as well. It looked off, but now he's honestly starting to look like one of the best tops in the West again.
Self-made is even worse than Blabber for some
reason.
reason.
Would you agree with that, or would you disagree that?
I think Alfari's not there. I'll say this: Alfari and Perks are not the issue. It's just the fact that
I'm saying, do you agree with him looking like one of the best tops in the West again, or no?
No. Like, I don't think any top laner in the West is substantially good.
Yeah, I mean, compared to the rest of the competition, I would say he is again now. I would say he's top 3 again.
To him and Oda Wamne are like the best top laners in the LEC
Oda
right now.
Wamne, Broken Blade. I would say honestly,
that's probably it. I'm not saying Wonder
Blade
Wonders
won,
look pretty.
Oda Wamne second, and
Wonders
Alfari third.
Wonders been running it down pretty hard some of these games recently.
And then 4 or 5.
Hero actually hasn't been looking that bad in a lot of Misfits.
I would give Hero 4th.
Yeah, Hero's been pretty solid.
And then I would give maybe Armut 5th and Finn 6th, and then after that it's a clusterfuck. Like, honestly, Gen X has not been good.
Oh god, oh fuck. But yeah,
again,
I'll say this.
There's a guy fucking CLG can pick up in summer.
So that's just what I'll say, guys. G2 did not look good in their match against Fnatic. That was fucking awful. Jankos leaped in and killed himself. If that's not inting, I don't know what is. He literally leaped in and died willingly after he knew they couldn't win a fight. I was like, all right, okay, this is, and guys, you know me, I love G2, but if they're not, this split is looking so suspect. 1 week, they look like they're on fire, and the next week look like shit. Target Moss looked so good last week, he looks terrible this week. He looks fucking bad.
I wouldn't blame it on Target Moss, but
there was so many misexecutions on their dives, their macro. I'm like going, 1 week they look good.
Yeah, I mean, this is like bad. Target Moss's first off week. But I still wouldn't blame it on him at all. Though it's just, if the team's playing bad or players are like fucking around, then the support gets the deaths usually.
I still don't think Razor's good on Fnatic. I still don't think he's that good.
Yeah, I don't.
But he can just get carried by Humanoid. Apparently, Humanoid is just gonna be on Twisted Fate duty the whole time. Apparently, I guess that's how it works with Fnatic. And then you have Hylissang on a playmaking support and upset on Aphelios or Jinx the whole time. That's the Fnatic's playstyle. It's so wonky, But the thing, Fnatic have good enough players to win out against these other worse players, so it doesn't really matter, honestly, And then Team Vitality, their bot lane is their issue. The bot lane is just bad. Labrov and Karzi are just bad. If anyone is in denial now, you're high as fuck. You are brain dead. They are literally probably one of the worst bot lanes in the league. One of the worst. They'd be like top 3 worst bot lane league. Labrov and Karzi are not good. They need, if they want to win LEC, they're probably going to need a new bot lane. And if they end up winning LEC, it's not because of them. I'll tell you that right now. They will not be winning LEC because of Karzi and Labrov. Just saying. XL is coming up in the world, actually. They actually lost to Misfits, and they ended up beating Astralis. So they kind of lost a game that they might have needed to win later on to make playoffs. So we'll see how all that plays out for them. And yeah, Mad Lions ended up dropping both games this week. The back-to-back champion of last year may not be making playoffs right now. So if you have Team Vitality, XL, G2, Misfits, and Fnatic and Rogue, I think right here we have So you'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you would add in if these guys right here ended up just making playoffs, I wouldn't be surprised.
Please, somebody knock out XL.
Mad Lions don't look like they're doing it anytime soon.
Yeah, please, SK, come on, baby.
Oh God! Oh, your life is getting miserable when you start rooting for SK Gaming. Holy fuck!
Yeah, sadly. Oh my God,
it's crazy. We're gonna be on week 7 for the LEC 2022 spring split. It's almost done because we don't have week 9s anymore for LEC anymore. Here we go, baby. You know what time it is? Match of the week. Let's get these match of the weeks going.
Hey, I'm saying, did you doubt Misfits?
Yes, I still do.
Fuck you.
Misfits,
VTO, baby.
VTO, he's okay. He's okay.
No, he is great.
It's because you have some French bias towards me, you piece of shit.
What the? Oh, yeah, that's why I want fucking Adam to retire. Yeah.
So you have 2 match of the weeks right here. Rogue and Fnatic, Misfits, G2. Those are your match of the weeks right there for Friday. Misfits coming up in the standings. If G2 can beat Misfits, I think they lock like 3rd for right now. But like this is a match both teams need to be winning. This is not a match you need to fuck around with. You need to win this.
Honestly, a sleeper match here would probably be Rogue versus XL.
Yeah, I was noticing that too, because XL, if they can somehow manage to come away with a win in this match, that could pretty much right there secure them playoffs right there. Beating the best team in the league.
They have the playstyle that could beat Rogue.
They could XL this week could easily solidify playoffs if they can beat at least don't go 0-2 this week for XL. Do not go 0-2.
Come on, Mad, please beat them.
Oh god. And then
come on,
you have
SK, please. Oh wait, oh shit. Did I want Vitality or SK to win?
At least Perks is in playoffs. I'm just saying. That's better than having fucking XL.
Okay, so I hope Vitality loses both games.
Vitality versus Misfits, another game you might want to watch out for just for
and then
Misfits.
Astralis is, again, this is a motivation for summer.
They're basically playing. They're going to be on vacation after week 8, so, Again,
I still think they're bad, obviously, and their ceiling is still low. But I mean, I'm just saying, I've always said, like, in almost every one of their losses, they're still always looking for plays. They still look competitive against them, like, going toe-to-toe. They're just always just the worst team in each of their losses. But, I mean, they're finally shedding a bit of that and getting some wins on the board, I guess. So.
The fact that Fnatic lost to Astralis, playing how bad they did, oh my god. I was like, what are you guys? How do you get out-team fought by Astralis? Like, what the fuck?
Again, Promise Q's actually been playing not bad lately.
That's a standard people have now for these players. If you're playing not bad, you're good.
Actually, he's been playing good. No joke. He's actually been playing kind of good now.
I just really don't get it when it comes to like, damn, she's pretty. Her ass is juicy.
God, calm down, fuck. But yeah, no, Zanzara, White Knight, and Kabe still no, but.
Another good game to look out for. So we have Saturday. You have Vitality versus Misfits, Rogue versus XL. I want to say Mad versus Fnatic should be a match you should look out for. But it's
that's going to be the match of the two teams shit in the bed. Like, holy fuck. The two orgs shit
watch
in the bed.
Watch them pick Mad versus Fnatic as match of the week when Rogue versus Fnatic clearly should be match of the week, or this one. Either of these two games.
No, it should be Misfits versus G2. They're the most competitive.
Either one.
They're the most competitive. One of those.
Yeah, because
come on, Rogue should stomp Fnatic at this rate with what they're doing.
Yeah,
and Fnatic should stomp Mad.
Watch, they're gonna pick Mad versus Fnatic.
God, like Vitality can go toe to. Hey, remember that Vitality versus Misfits game? Or was it G2 versus Misfits? Which one was it where it's like Misfits was about to win, but then like
they're gonna get their chance against revenge. Last time it was really close.
Oh well, which one was that? G2 or Vitality?
That was the base. Remember when Misfits won every?
Yeah, no, I know. I know. I'm just saying, which one was it? Was it against Vitality or G2?
It's G2.
Okay, so yeah, that should be a match to look out for. Then that is hype with how that game ended and how long it went on for. That rematch is going to be spicy. I mean, but the casters aren't going to give it any attention. And even though this is clearly like the most even strength fucking matchup because they just see, oh, Fnatic or oh, Vitality, yeah, just give it to them. So, because they're fucking idiots.
And that's pretty much that. We're going to predict the games. Mad versus XL. You know what? I can't see Mad Lions in the playoffs with how fucking shitty they're playing. XL, take it home, baby. XL, Astralis, Vitality, Rogue, G2. Then Saturday, I have Misfits, SK Gaming, Rogue, G2, and I have Fnatic.
Okay, so I have let's see. I have Mad Astralis. shit. Go with SK,
Mhm.
Rogue, and Misfits, and then Vitality, SK, XL, G2, and Fnatic.
There's a good chance by how Rogue has been playing, they could, if they keep up this form they've had throughout the whole spring split right now, they could end up fucking 16-2. That's how dangerous it could be. But I don't know. The bot lane of Comp and Trimby did not look that good this week, so got to keep that in mind. They played kind of bad this week. But if I had to give an MVP award to a player right now before the last week, it's definitely Malrong. Like, if Malrong's not your MVP, you either are super biased towards Hylissang or you haven't been watching these games. If Malrong is not your MVP.
Bias against imports, you mean?
If you don't give fucking Malrong MVP, you are a crackhead.
Trust me, they're gonna try to give it to like Larson or someone instead.
Larson, if you give it to Larson, Comp, or Malrong, I'm cool with those.
Odoamne could be someone they look at, actually.
I mean, even Trimby, he's not looked at. Even every player on Rogue is fine to give it to, but I think it would go Malrong, Comp, Larson, Odoamne, Trimby.
No, but jokes aside, I think what they're gonna. I have a feeling Malrang won't win it if they give it to somebody on Rogue, because I feel like they're gonna be like, is that they're gonna say that it's more of like Rogue's play style, like wanting, like telling their jungler like do this and this each game, just like going aggressive, instead of actually like Malrang playing out of his mind, which he has been playing like excellent and probably like the best jungler still, or at least top 3, but. I feel like that's what the casters and
watch
analysts
them give it to like Hylissang. It's like,
yeah, well, I feel like that's what the casters and analysts are gonna think. Like, it's more of just Rogue instead of Malrang doing the stuff.
Yeah. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much. I don't want to make sure I cover the LEC too much because I didn't really get a chance to watch every single game, but I made sure I watched the top team games from the teams that I think are going to be making playoffs. If you guys are watching the LCK right now, T1 is very scary. Holy, I got a chance to watch at least some of the games.
They haven't even looked that dominant in their games. They just like always come out clutch, like no matter what.
But they're playing macro. They're really smart macro wise.
Yeah,
that's
macro
what's getting
is
them
basically best way I would say. Yeah, basically.
If you guys saw how you guys saw how Damwon was running into them, I was like, okay, this is.
Yeah, I mean they should have kept Kana, but let's not talk about that.
Birdall just ran into them.
As long as Zeus doesn't eat out of his.
You guys watched that
mind.
Uzi game? That one Uzi game he was playing. Uzi came back. He was on BLG. Oh my god, that was insane.
God, he played so fucking godly, and they couldn't win with him.
In fact, he retired for like 2 years, essentially, right?
Yes, and it's like he played better than it's like before. What the fuck?
He's like, because people were like, oh my god, if you retire and come back, you won't be as good. No, by the way he played, he hadn't skipped a beat. He's still playing.
It is so unfair for them to have Uzi and Doggo on the same. Like, fuck off! It is so unfair. Like, if they're not taking advantage of that in scrims, just having them scrim each other all the time, then fuck, there's something wrong.
You would think by how long Uzi's retired, he would just not be as good as he once was. No, you are. He's still pretty fucking good. That's so crazy. That is absolutely 100% insane.
Yeah, so who do you think they're gonna fucking play next series?
This happens with all teams. I've seen this with SKT, RNG, with the MLXG, Karsa, fucking Blank and Bangy. They're gonna choose one. They're gonna choose one. I don't know yet. I don't know.
I mean, T1 didn't. Honestly, they didn't really choose.
They chose between Gumuyusi and Teddy. They chose between Gumuyusi and Teddy at one point.
No, they did. But I'm saying in 2016 when they won Worlds, they still kept kind of playing Bangy and Blank the same amount.
But they eventually later on chose Blank in the off season, So it's like this happens with a lot of orgs. I've seen it happen too many times. They're gonna choose one. I just don't know which one they're gonna choose. It's like, would you not choose Uzi? The only reason why you wouldn't choose Uzi is if like he would be not as good as if he came back from retirement. That's the only reason why you wouldn't choose him. Doggo hasn't looked as good, but he still has a lot of potential there. Like, he's not a bad player. So that's a hard decision, man.
Yeah, I'm just baffled how there's a top laner in League of Legends who almost completed winning a split in every major region and winning Worlds with T1. And he almost won all LCS, LEC, LCK, and LPL at only 22 years old or 23 years old still at his age, like 22 years old. Made Worlds with like each of them almost won Worlds with T1 in 2017. And he goes from that, almost doing that somehow, just that fucking holy quadruple trinity at only 22 years old to then just playing Lulu on TSM.
Like,
you know how the mighty have fallen.
I mean, Reino recovered for a lot of his mistakes. Like, that's the thing. I was like, they need someone they don't need to have Huni anymore. That's it.
Yeah,
Huni
literally just like played Gnar on T1.
They had a chance to get Licorice or Impact. They're like, you know what? Fuck those two. Huni, that's the guy I need for my top, my team.
Can't believe they
Fuck
picked
my
him
ass.
over Impact. Holy fuck.
Impact and Licorice. This is when fucking, Flyquest got Licorice. It's like, dude, you are either on the biggest batch of drugs or you just don't want to win. Team.
But guys, he's a good weak side top laner when you like let Spica camp his lane for like 20 minutes. Yeah, like, totally worth.
I just don't. After this year, either Spica leaves or we know for sure Huni's gone after this year. When this year's officially over, Huni not gonna keep Huni. No way. You can't win LCS with this guy. It's not possible.
Just like it, you couldn't win LCS with fucking
like
Demonte or Golden Glue.
Like and this is the thing, dude. Is like I don't know why people are so surprised TSM's bad. Like, how is this not going to get predicted? They don't have their owner because he's literally getting charged for verbal abuse. Lena's gone. The guy that made the roster
I told you to fucking
gone.
hide that guy in the chat. God damn it.
Oops.
He was literally had his messages there for like fucking over half an hour. God damn it.
Because I'm on my main account right now doing some stuff while I'm talking to you.
God damn it. Well, you could have just said you do it. That's
yeah. But that's the thing is, the people who make the roster aren't there, and what kept TSM this much in competition was always being like name recognition. Player wants to go to TSM because their whole brand is winning. But when they're not winning, what's your brand then? People say, oh, TSM has a great brand. What's TSM's brand outside of winning? That's not a brand. That's not a brand at all. Every brand's thing should be winning.
Okay, their brand is getting the belt out.
So that's the thing. They don't even I don't know what Xiaoyi's doing right now. They took a player from the LDL halfway across the country, halfway across the world, just so they could bench him in two weeks because Tactical can't play with him. Like,
it's a good idea, in my opinion. I mean,
and they promoted a player who's even worse than who they promoted.
Listen, it's a good idea because listen, since the LPL won Worlds last year, they're taking some of their best up and coming talent and just ruining them to make the region worse for the other regions.
Even with that, also I'm still gonna get a TSM jersey because that's what I do. I collect these things, so I'll be getting a TSM jersey. I got the one last year.
I just collect Cloud9 player jerseys.
Well, I'll usually get like the special ones, right? Like Worlds ones for some teams.
I don't buy the Worlds ones. I just buy.
Oh yeah, I usually because that's like a one-time thing generally. I'm gonna get a rogue jersey. So the next jerseys after I pay off the ones that I bought right now, I'm gonna get a TSM jersey and the new rogue jersey.
Okay. Well, I just buy like Cloud9 player jerseys, and then I bought a Faker jersey just because it's Faker when it went on sale. I mean, yeah, I do own other Cloud9 merch. I recently bought those shoes they put back in the store.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie, this new TSM jersey, it looks pretty good. I'm saying.
Oh, it's pretty solid. Too bad their team sucks.
That's the thing. So I've contemplated not pulling the trigger on the CLG jersey so many times. It's like I could get it, I easily could, but it's like I would probably never wear that on stream, ever. Like, and I always think the jersey looks good. The jersey's always looked fine. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just
hey,
really
yo, So I got a theory, all right? Fudge leaked the LS firing a month ago. All right, you want to know why?
Because LS slept with his girlfriend.
Okay, so listen. You know the did you see that meme video Cloud9 made about Fudge 9?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so listen closely. So when he was like imitating the 5 players, all 5 of them, and the coach, did you notice he was wearing glasses for the coach? Who else wears glasses?
Oh my goodness.
Max Waldo.
Oh my goodness. This man.
It's a message. He was telling us something.
You are insane. You are literally insane. Holy shit, dude.
No, I'm just too smart.
Is that it?
Yeah, and also please do not. Okay, this has nothing to do with the league stuff, but MSK, please do not fucking pick that Bruce Willis film today over Nightmare Alley.
No, I know. We can't. I gotta get those last Batman movies done. We gotta do.
Okay, you know what?
Later on.
That's better. How about we just not do the Bruce Willis film at all? GG.
No, we gotta get those other last Batman movies done. Lego Batman first and Gotham by Gaslight.
Yeah.
So I gotta do those.
Well, there's other reviews we still need.
Yeah,
to
no.
do
So
Peacemaker.
tonight, later on, after like an hour, I guess I want to take a nap really quick.
Have we not done Peacemaker episode 8 yet?
No, yeah. So that's what I'm saying. After this,
have we done Joker yet?
No. So that's what I'm trying to say. After this,
Okay.
I'm gonna take like an hour break. I'll just hit you up on Twitter and we'll do not Joker. Oh my god, we'll do Lego Batman, Gotham by Gaslight. After that, if we have free time, we can do Peacemaker. I'm gonna take another break. Come back, we'll do Hush and potentially Soul the Dragon. So I gotta get those Batman movies done.
And did you go to the theater today or no?
I think so.
Wait, did you see Uncharted?
Oh, tomorrow I am.
Tomorrow. Oh, okay, so it was
Yeah.
tomorrow. Okay, so you think things tomorrow. Okay, so yeah, just let me know how trash that film is because it's not good.
What's up, No Name? How you doing, man? The community didn't take LS's side. We said that we said that Cloud9 not explain. I mean, the community did take his side, dude. The community took his side, the whole thing. I'm just saying,
kinda.
They took his side immediately. You know, yes, Cloud9 didn't also explain the situation very thoroughly, but the community did take LS's side. They automatically took his side. And like
and they were acting pretty fucking toxic.
Peacemaker, pretty good. Yeah, Peacemaker was good. It was good.
Oh yeah, it was great.
Good. I enjoyed it.
You know,
I enjoyed it a lot.
if you're a fan of Zack Snyder's films, you're gonna want to dial just the suicide hotline thing after watching episode 8.
All right, guys. See you guys later. I gotta go get some content done. Well, I'm taking a nap for like 30 minutes, and I'm gonna go back and finish up the rest of my reviews that I gotta do.
Nice.
Yeah. See you guys later. Goodbye. Remember, the Cloud9 podcast is Wednesdays now. From now on, Wednesdays. And we'll have these every week, essentially. And yeah, that's it. You know, the last thing I'll say about the LS thing is just it'll all blow over if you're a Cloud9 fan. Just it'll blow over at a certain point.
I'm worried that they're gonna lose a lot of fans from this.
Everyone says that, dude. They're staying. That don't take that too seriously, dude.
No. I mean, they're staying. I'm just like, God.
Any fan that says like, oh, I'm leaving, I'm going, oh, I'm gonna be 100 Thieves fan. Just get the fuck out of here. Stop that shit.
Yeah, you were never a fan in the first place. But
if this is what made you not be a fan, that's crazy. Because that's
again, just think of it like sports teams. You don't agree with everything your owner or organization does with your favorite sports team. That doesn't mean you change fucking shit. You just say, yeah, I don't like this. This was really shitty. I hate my owner. But you don't fucking then be like, okay, I'm going to be a Red Sox fan. Like, no, what the fuck?
Yeah, like if you've been a Cloud9, someone said, I was a Cloud9 fan for 5 years and they did this, now I'm going to leave. Well, get the fuck out.
Yeah.
That's the thing. You don't got to announce you're leaving. Just don't let the door hit you on the way out. That's it.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Like,
you know,
Jesus
someone said,
fucking Christ.
I just don't get, like, this is the thing. If Cloud9 somehow do manage to win the split, all those fans that said they're leaving are just going to come back.
Yeah.
Are they not?
Yeah,
So,
it's like if you've been a fan of FaZe Clan since like the old Call of Duty days, which is what, 2000s?
2001. Yeah, that's a long time ago.
Yeah. And then it's like, oh, I can't be a fan of them anymore though because like they're
toxic.
No, I can't be a fan of them anymore because their influencers and like owners, you know, did that scam thing with the
Mhm.
Bitcoin. So I can't be a fan of the teams anymore now. Or the yeah, I'm done. I'm going to Optic buy. It's like, what? It's like, no, you can just say, yeah, that's shitty, whatever. Just doesn't mean
Like
you
as
have to
long
fucking
as
stop.
you don't agree with the shitty behavior of some people, that means to stop being a fan of the org you've supported for.
If you've
been supporting the org for more than like 5 years and that makes you leave, you're just not a fan.
Like listen, like as much as we meme about TSM, if you're actually like a fan of the team TSM and stuff, like that's fine. Like, God, we're joking. Unless you're like one of those fucking like toxic incel TSM people, or you're or you actually like defend Reginald and them, then go fuck yourself. But I mean,
Holy shit. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. I'm not surprised that TSM looks as shitty as they do. This was bound to happen. I mean, I didn't have them that far up in my standings anyway. I had them at like max 6th place. I had them at max 6th place, and they're almost dead last. So that's kind of the same range. Yeah, the LS thing will blow over. You know, the Cloud9 fans, they're gonna stay. They're not going anywhere. Anybody that says that is just bullshitting. They're just in their feelings. They're not thinking logically. They're just bullshitting you. You know, that's what people do all the time. That's how this happens. All right, guys. See you next week. If there's any news that comes out, we're gonna cover it. But if nothing big in news happens, I'll see you guys on Wednesday next week. All right, guys. See you later. Peace. This was great. This was a great first episode to the Cloud9 Podcast's 3rd season, starting off with Cloud9 drama. Who would have guessed, you know? Who would have thunk it? All right, guys. Goodbye. See you next Wednesday.